backdrop of the desert mountains. Night racing, a doubleheader, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. The NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 4th through the 6th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVPs Pro Rewards Program terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
QFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. We have a lot to talk about today. We got the World Series starting in a couple hours. Randy, are you ready? Do you got a cold one all chilled up, ready to go? Are you your comfy chair ready? Are you going to hunker down and watch this series?
Maybe.
All right. Well, thanks for that exciting.
Look, tonight Houston's going to win the game. Houston is going. You got Nola on the hill for the Phillies. You've got what's his name? He married the swimsuit model. What's her name? He's throwing. This is his 12th start in the World Series. Yeah, Phillies are hot right now, but this is in Houston. It's a rabid crowd in Houston, like it is in Philadelphia. Philadelphia has been playing all the road games. They have to win this thing because they were the second wild card in.
Mm-hmm.
And I game one, maybe.
All right. Well, it's happening at 5-ish o'clock. So whatever. We're going to talk a little more about the World Series here in a moment. I just want to say today, ladies and gentlemen, is National Chocolate Day.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. It explains why Kanye's website selling White Chocolate Matters t-shirts. That makes all the sense in the world. But by the way, tomorrow, though, this is, you might want to say thank you to somebody, National First Responders Day. So I think that's a much more important day than National Chocolate Day, but that's tomorrow. Today, stuffing my fat face full of chocolate because, I got to represent. Yo.
See, and that's a great point because Miss Kim came home with some Halloween candy. It's all chocolate.
Nice.
And she won't let me get any. Although I did go in and I did take some Baby Ruth bars. So
Why isn't she sharing? Sharing
Oh,
is
she says
caring.
this is for the children, and we can have what's left over, and I get that. Okay,
Okay.
I'm all right.
No, yeah,
But here's my plan. My
Mhm.
plan is to shut off all the lights
right.
without Miss Kim knowing. And
How are
then
you going to achieve that?
Well, I'll keep her occupied. I'll keep her occupado.
I don't know. You're going to get away with that. I think what you're going to have to do is go down the street and glare at kids to keep them away from your house.
Well, I could do that. Of course, I could let Cecil the Wonder Dog out front. Nobody's going to come up
Sure.
to the door,
Yeah.
with Cecil the Wonder Dog like that.
Yeah, I mean, all good plans to secure
Yeah.
that candy.
That
I
way,
mean-
then I have all the candy, on All Saints Day. The
I
following
really
day.
got to enjoy an awful lot of extra candy because during COVID nobody came, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, what are we doing with this? And then my wife's like, take that all to the radio station. So I would take it to the radio station, and stuff I didn't care about I put in my little bowl there, and then I kept the good stuff that I wanted for myself. And I don't remember much after that because of the diabetic coma I was in, but still.
There was that.
We are probably not going to get as much leftover, chocolate and candy this year. There's no restrictions on anyone. They're going to be all out there in, mass numbers. So, by the way, when they say there's supposed to be some sort of chocolate shortage, there is no shortage of chocolate. Anybody have a problem getting Halloween candy? No. I'm telling you, these people, it's a conspiracy. They a couple of months early, they'll say, hey, there's gonna be a chocolate shortage. It's gonna be hard to get any chocolate for Halloween. And then we go, oh, go get caught. We go run and get it, and then their sales go up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's not gonna be any turkeys for the Thanksgiving. We go, oh God, we gotta get some turkeys. I told people, maybe you want to get a turkey.
Well, and not only that, because they say there's a shortage of chocolate and/or turkeys.
Yeah,
prices go up. See what I mean?
I should
Not
be
only
selling-
do we buy everything, but we pay even more for it.
I should be selling chocolate turkeys right now.
Yeah.
Bam. Two ways. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
That'll
double
get-
shotgun effect right there.
And why don't they have chocolate turkeys? They got chocolate bunnies. Why not a chocolate turkey?
That's a good point.
I wouldn't
I
mind
see
getting a
the
chocolate
reasoning.
turkey every year.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever the case, today is National Chocolate Day, except for in the World Series. We'll talk about that later. Anyway,
No chocolate in the World Series?
well, Dusty Baker had some stuff to say. We'll cover that.
About chocolate?
Just shut up, Brandy. 888-368-1580. Stockton Slap says, happy Friday, team. So Brady officially finalized a divorce with Giselle. Who gives a crap? Really? Who cares? It's none of our business. But he says, I'm terrified because now he won't have any pesky distractions like marriage or family stealing his focus from what really matters. Football. Why does that terrify you, Stockton Slap? And by the way, we don't know anything about anything. We knew there was something going on with these two, and they never talked about it. And there's rumors that came out, and then click, we're divorced. What? How? I mean, I get it. You're rich. Things go faster when you're rich, but all of a sudden it goes from rumors to, oh yeah, we're done. See you later. Bye-bye. It's been done. It's finalized. Wait, what? How did you get that? You know how much courts take for it? I hope my wife never hears how fast and easy it was for that to happen, or else I might not have to get nervous. Anyway, so no, it just doesn't matter to anything. And if you're going to go, oh, that's why Tom Brady's no, it's not. We're gonna talk about the game later.
Because he's 45. He
Not even that. Not even that, Keon. We're going to talk about that after we're done talking about other things first. But trust me, yeah, it ain't because Tom's getting a D, and it ain't because he's 45. We're going to talk about this later. Let's see here. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Friday. Sadly, Jerry Lee Lewis is now officially dead, at least at the moment. We'll see if he comes back again later today. Yeah, they said he was dead yesterday. Then they're like, oh, sorry, he's not dead. And then about a couple later, hey, wait, he is dead. We're not believing you yet.
Didn't that happen to somebody else?
Yeah, it happens quite a bit, actually.
Wasn't that some
Tanya
other
Roberts?
Was it Tanya Roberts?
Yeah, and other people too.
Yeah, I
Other
thought there
people
was just recently somebody that, oh my God, so-and-so is dead. Oh, sorry. Psych. Take two. And then a few days later, Funny did pass away.
Yeah. So when you hear those rumors, there's a good chance that unless that person comes out and says, hey, what the hell, man? if they don't actually come out and say, what the hell, man, I'm perfectly fine. Everything is fine. Why are you saying I'm dead? You know, if a pissed off celebrity doesn't show up right after that, or at least some sort of funny video, hi guys, everything's good. Unless you get something's up. Something's up.
The rumors of my demise are greatly exaggerated.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, just don't trust every little thing you hear or read. So anyway, so the World Series starts tonight. I got some World Series tidbits for you. What are you doing? What are you sticking in my face there?
It's a pointer. It's a pointer.
Why are you pointing at me?
It's my pointer.
Could you just get that on my face? What's going on with that? Why you want to point at me?
I just found it, and now I'm monkeying around with it.
So Kim needs to hide it better next time. So King of Kittens says, I'm dead inside. A little bit.
Sorry.
It's not the same as being reported dead as a celebrity and then turning out you're not really. But
it's the next best thing, really.
Yeah. Sorry, you're dead inside, King of Kittens. So maybe if you're a king of puppies, you would be happy and alive.
That's true. Yeah.
Because cats don't care about you. Cats don't care about you.
They're just waiting on you to die so they can eat you.
Right. They'll eat your face. If I die, a dog will sit next to me until somebody shows up, and he'll be very sad about it. And he'll sit there probably for years waiting for me to come back. Yeah. If you die, cat eats your face. I'm not even talking like a day or two later. I'm talking like minutes later. Even then, you might even fall asleep and wake up to a cat eating your face. You know what I'm saying? That's how much cats hate you. They hate you. Think they like you. Yeah. They hate you. They despise you.
My cat is not filled with hate. He's not very smart either.
That's what you think.
It's not just what I think. I live with the damn creature. He's very selfish.
Oh no. You can read a cat's mind. That cat has got it in for you, Keon. Get out of the house. Get out of the house.
Keon, have you ever been just kind of walking around the house there, and Pixel is just sitting in the corner just watching you walk around?
That's planning stuff. That's basically his whole life.
It's
either that or he stares out the window for hours at a time.
Your assassination.
Even better. Every now and then, is he suddenly underfoot, and you're like, whoa, what are you doing there? Isn't it?
Yeah. That's just
because he's trying to trip you. Right now, he's like, nope, he's paying too much attention. He's gauging for when he's going to take your ass down.
Yeah, he's plotting your assassination.
You ever do the thing where you're petting him and he's like, and all of a sudden he's biting you?
Well, of course, but
that's because he can't fake it long enough. He doesn't want you to touch him. He hates you. He evilly hates you. And he's like, I guess I better pretend. I love this. I can't do it anymore.
He's mostly just a jerk of a cat, but I like him anyway.
He's going to murder you if you're not careful.
It's worth the risk.
Is it really? Oh, by the way, your gal pal there, she called me a stitch on the Twitter. What does that mean? When somebody says, hey, if I see this stitch at the bar, I'm going to play country music in the jukebox just to mess with them. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, so it wasn't just me then?
No, it's not just you.
Because I was saying I was at the doctor's appointment today, and I'm sitting in the waiting room. All of a sudden, country came on. I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm out. And just before I could leave, Billy Joel came on. I'm like, that sucks too, but okay, I'll hang around. But it was just, it's more than I could take. And then she said, well, I see this stitch at the bar. I'm going to start putting money in the jukebox. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because you see sometimes when people are unpleasant at bars, and
I'm not unpleasant.
Not you, just like in they're not as necessarily in the greatest mood. Maybe it's the music doing it.
That's what stitch means.
You figure out what music they don't like, then you just
will you ask her the hell that means?
I will. I don't know what it means either.
I had somebody else there like showed me something, and I said this, and I got in trouble, and it was a G and then a pistol. I'm like, I don't understand emojis. What does that even mean? A G, and it looked like a gun. Maybe it was a laser gun. So I'm like, Glazer? Glistel?
The letter G?
Yeah, letter G, and then after it looked like a picture of a gun. I can't read emojis. Just me? Like, I don't think it's just me.
If it was like a son and then a gun, then I would go son of a gun. But
you don't get thrown off of Facebook for that.
No.
I can tell you a few ways to get thrown off of Facebook if you're interested.
You have been down that.
You do have some experience, yeah.
I've spent some time in the old FB jail. Why not?
Yeah.
Joe the Show says, "Woo! It's Friday. I always ask for a beer, but you know what, fellas, pour some on me. Like pour some on you, or
Pour some
just
sugar on you.
a beer
I
for
think he
the
meant-
three of us?
I'm pretty sure that's what he meant.
Yeah,
Some
I think
beers, but on him.
It's Friday, so he's this round for just us, Randy. Don't go nuts.
Ah,
Is on him.
Oh, there's yours. There's mine, and there's yours, Keon.
Thank you.
Lost Toby says that was a cry for help if I've ever heard one. Quick, somebody hug Keon.
For what?
Dogs are better than cats, man. You know that. You know that. You do know at least that, right? At an intellectual level.
No, I
don't
don't
lie to yourself.
I don't.
Dogs are better.
I don't have a preference. I like them both.
Deep down, you know. Stockton Slap says that cats are amazing. They're super cuddly and calm. Look at these two. That one cat is eating the other cat.
Yeah, I think that's his point.
And,
I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure that the orange cat has murdered the black cat, or they're sitting there in a huddle like, all right, here's what we're going to do. As soon as he falls asleep, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to, you got the wrench? Yeah, because I'm going to loosen up the nuts on the ceiling fan. This is going to be fun. That's all you hear.
But-
And they're just like plotting crap.
My cat couldn't plot his way out of a paper bag. I know this because he once got
That's-
stuck in a paper bag.
For you to see.
The
It's
opening was
all a
on the
hoax.
other side, and he
It's a
couldn't get out
trick.
of the bag.
Get out of the house, Keon. You're in danger. I'm telling you. Says, hi guys, happy Friday. I love Baby Ruths. Baby Ruths are good candy bars.
Mhm.
Sadly,
Good
I've
point.
been told by the younger crowd that Baby Ruths are old people candy, as well as 100 grand bars. Apparently, kids don't eat them. Here's the thing. Woos. Here's what you do. Some dumbass kid says that. You're like, hey, at least I've got a job and a house and money, and you've got nothing.
I don't even-
you know,
I don't-
go be sad while I eat my Baby Ruth.
I don't
You
even.
hopeless piece of crap.
I don't even say that. I just like great more Baby Ruths for me.
Telling people that any candy is old people candy. Candy is candy. There's no such thing as old people candy.
Does it have sugar in it?
Well,
Okay,
Werther's.
then.
I mean, there's Werther's.
I'll grab a handful of Baby Ruth and I'll shove them in that person's mouth until they can't breathe.
I'll
That's
eat
what
a
I'll
bunch
do.
of Werthers too. I don't even care.
Bring it. Bruno Baller says, I'm thinking historically, this has to be the longest break from the time they determined the participants to start the World Series. Really? What? It's just,
Well,
it's
'cause we've
barely
never-
been a week.
We've never
Yeah.
done it in the
It's only
winter
been
before.
like
I
5
think.
days,
I don't know.
man.
Yeah, usually the World Series starts in September, doesn't it?
No, it's called the Fall Classic because generally it starts in
September's in the
October.
fall.
It starts in October. It's the Fall Classic starts in October usually. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, way back when there was a work stoppage and the season started 3 weeks late. Therefore, it's a 3-week delay to the World Series this year. And also, there was a new wild card added into the mix. The Phillies came through that route, I believe, and so the playoff, the wild card ate into some of the DLS or the DS and the ALCS. So we're about 2 weeks late. Mhm.
You know, it's all plausible what you're saying, but the reality is I'm blaming cats. The cats have something to do
I think you should.
with what has happened.
Cats
I don't have
and
all
the
the
Yankees.
facts.
I think you should blame the Yankees just
Yeah.
for
Pretty
the
sure I'll
reason
be
that they're the
proven right.
Yankees. Yeah.
Sure. All right, so let's take a look at some the information that you need to know about the World Series. Most of America is pulling for the Phillies. They won a YouGov poll, 59 to 41%, and they didn't just win the popular vote. State by state analysis shows them 44 to 6. So everybody wants the Phillies. Now, if you're wanting to go to the game, just watch it on TV because now they've got the proper average on the tickets, $2,829 in Philadelphia. But if you go to Houston, where nobody has any money because it's a poor ass back ass state, $1,135. So that's how that works. Minimum price for game one on Vivid Seats is $419 there. So seriously, just watch the thing on TV. You know what I'm saying? And nobody from here is traveling. Is anybody here on it again? I don't think they are.
I don't know. At least it won't be Joe Buck on the call. I mean, come on.
Oh, yes.
That is the
Nice.
one win of Monday Night Football.
Oh, man. Yeah. So who's doing it? Who's I can't
It's
remember.
TBS, so it's the John Smoltz and what's his name are doing it there for TBS.
I don't know.
No.
Let's see. Phillies have spent more money to get to where they're at right now than the Astros. They got $3.1 million per season win compared to $1.98 million per season win for the Astros. Can you believe that? That's astounding. There's 189 games or so, 162. And that means that all the money they spent, each game that they won, not even played, won 3.1 million or 1.98 million. That is ridiculous. That means every game you got 2 million or 3 million in paychecks walking on and off the field.
That is pretty insane. Yeah.
Damn. That's just astounding amount of money. And they paid their players more, $267.8 million compared to the Astros, $209.9 million. Phillies organization, I guess, is worth more. You'd think that the Asterisks, their value would have been higher because of recent wins. But yeah, Phillies are worth $2.3 billion, and the Astros are worth $1.98 billion. Of course, the bookkeeper for the Astros will cheat on the taxes, so really, I think it's a wash. I think between the two of them, if you bought one, it'd be all right. Astros have the highest paid player of the teams. You know who that is? Anyone guess?
The Astros have the highest paid player?
Yep.
Justin Verlander?
You are incorrect.
Yeah.
One more guess for Randy.
It's that tiny leadoff hitter. What's his name? The tiny second.
Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve.
You are correct. $29 million this year. Bryce Harper was Philly's top guy with $27.5 million. Do you know when the last time the Asterisks won a World Series?
2017.
Phillies?
No.
2005?
2008.
Damn.
But not bad. You're in the ballpark.
Yeah, I knew it was around. I knew it was in high school when it happened. I couldn't remember exactly what year.
So the cost of a 30-second commercial during the World Series is $290,000 compared to the Super Bowl, which is $7 million. What a bargain. 2021 World Series made $235 million in ad revenue. So, I guess that'll be nice for the teams and the owners. But Super Bowl made them $481 million. So just saying.
I need to correct. It's not on TBS. It's on Fox. And Joe Davis is taking on the play-by-play call in Joe Buck's absence. Joe Davis, who's the voice, the television voice of the Dodgers. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but we liked Vin Scully. Do we like Joe Davis?
He seems pretty cool. I haven't listened to too much of his play-by-play, but just interviews with him. He seems like a pretty cool guy.
Joe Davis, yep. John Smoltz will be in the booth as the analyst, and Tom Verducci.
Well, that's it. We're going to find out. Tom
Verducci and Ken Rosenthal will be the sideline guys.
And by the way, before we go to break, Mattress Smack. He's got to bet again. $10 million bucks on the Astros. And if he wins, $75 million bucks. I've never wanted the Phillies to win more.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll discuss something that's on Dusty Baker's mind. And I was just stunned to even find out that this was actually a thing. We'll get back to that when we get back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brian Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA tonight, the Suns at home against the Pelicans. Both teams coming in at 3-1. Phoenix, a 6.5-point favorite at home, 225.5 to set total. NFL Week 8, the Cardinals going on the road to face the Vikings. Arizona at 3-4. Vikings are 5-1. The Cardinals a 3.5-point road underdog. The over/under 39. Game 1 of the World Series from Minute Maid Park in Houston tonight. The Phillies and Astros. Aaron Nola getting the start on the mound for Philadelphia at plus 145 on the money line. Houston at minus 167. Justin Verlander getting the start. The total 6.5. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is Senator Mark Kelly. Serving as a combat pilot in the Navy taught me a lot about teamwork. You can't land a jet on an aircraft carrier without a team. It takes everyone focused on the mission. That's how I'm approaching my work in the Senate, too. I focus on the priorities and tune out the noise. So if it's good for Arizona, I'll work with anyone from any party to get it done. That's how we expanded healthcare benefits for veterans. It's how we secured more funding for border security, and it's how we passed a law to create thousands of new, high-paying manufacturing jobs here in Arizona. No red priorities or blue priorities. These are Arizona priorities. My mission in the Senate has been the same since day one: work as a team to get things done for Arizonans. There's still more work to do, but I'm proud to say that we're on our way together. I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
Fire up the band. It's time to play ball. We're serving up the best matchups on the college gridiron.
Touchdown! What a catch!
The power conferences, the biggest games, your favorite teams.
Under pressure, and he goes down.
Get all the action live on your home for football in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today, the Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And all right, so here's what's going on tonight. Just so you know, if you're looking for your high school football fix, it's going to be on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM because over here on 1580, The Fanatic, we got GCU taking on Eastern New Mexico. First game of the year for them, 6:45 p.m. Over on Money Radio. You hear Chaparral at Saguaro. So, yes, men's basketball, college basketball is back for GCU. And then tomorrow at 4 p.m., we've got Ole Miss at Texas A&M for some college football fun. Sunday at the ass crack of dawn, you'll have Broncos at Jaguars. And then for your Sunday night football, you got Packers at Bills at 4:30 p.m. Monday Night Football, Bengals at Browns. And yes, we are going to talk. We're going to talk about Thursday Night Football. We're not going to talk about Tom Brady's divorce because that's just not interesting to me. I feel bad for the guy, and it's at the family there. He's got kids involved, and it's none of my damn business how that whole thing went down. Although I will say this. My wife and I just about have a bet on which one is going to end up being seen publicly with, another person first. You know what I'm saying? And I say it's probably going to be Giselle because she's going to want to kind of flaunt it. Like, see, Tom, see what, that's kind of like, I think going to be what she does. Tom Brady's focused on football. And my wife agreed with me. So there's no bet. So if anybody wants to bet, a back rub or something. Well, that's what I bet with my wife. I don't forget it. Rub. No, bets off. Forget it.
And take Tom Brady.
That's
what it takes.
No, there's not going to be any back rubs. I have withdrawn the offer moving forward. So The World Series starts tonight, and we talked a bit about that. And one of the things that's popped up that it was really kind of surprising, but I don't know if it's really. I don't know. I don't know that it's really a thing. They're saying that this year's World Series between Astros and Phillies is likely going to be the first without a United States-born black player since 1950. And Dusty Baker did have some things to say about it when they asked him. And he's like, yeah, it just doesn't seem like this is something baseball should be very proud of. It looks bad. It lets people know it didn't take a year or even a decade to get to this point. But he says there is help on the way. You can tell by the number of African-American number one draft choices on the way. All right. So I'm not going to go too deep on that. But does this really need to mean that? Can't it just sort of be at this point a coincidence? Nobody is being kept out of baseball because of race. I don't think. I don't think there's racism in baseball. There's a wide variety of ethnicity and people. So is this really a thing?
Well, I mean, before Keon talks, because Keon, I saw you want to jump in there. I can't say.
He's like, I kind of know about this. I should be talking.
I can say that Major League Baseball has made a lot of opportunities. They have, I think there's an inner city academy. They're working with the inner cities of big cities to get urban children and children without and children of color to be involved in the game of baseball. So I know there's a lot of that going on. I know that Major League Baseball is doing what they can to get more people involved, but I don't know, Keon, what's your take on this one? Because I don't think Major League Baseball is omitting, but
no, I was going to agree with you. Honestly, I don't think they're omitting it, but I don't think it's a coincidence.
Okay,
it's just one of those things where most of the black population of the United States lives in cities, and we're removing baseball fields from those places. And like Randy said, Major League Baseball is making.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why are they removing baseball fields from those locations? Because of the property is just worth too much.
Because the property, because a baseball field could be a store, a mall, or whatever.
Yeah,
it could be something that makes money. So those athletes are getting neglected, and it's just easier to play basketball at that point. I remember I grew up in DC, in the DC area. We didn't have a ton of baseball fields when I was growing up. I didn't play baseball growing up. I played basketball, and I wanted to play baseball, but I didn't even get the chance to start until we moved to Texas. So it's just one of those things where if the fields aren't there, if the equipment isn't there, because baseball can be a little pricey to get into, where basketball, you just need a ball and a basket. Major League Baseball is trying to make inroads to replace those baseball fields. And I think that that's what Dusty Baker was referring to when he said there's kind of reinforcements on the way. You're starting to see more players getting opportunities to play as kids.
Right.
So then they grow up with the love of the game.
And a lot of the inner city schools don't have a baseball program. They just don't. They'll have a basketball program, but they don't have a baseball program.
And they'll even have football, which is not cheap to get into either. But
exactly. They'll share fields if they have to. But as far as a baseball program goes, the property is too valuable. There's been a lot of development and a baseball field. Little League has been driven out of a lot of the cities of our country, of our land, because there's no place for them to play.
Because I remember when I was a little kid and I would watch the Little League World Series, there was a point where there were a lot of black teams competing, and then there was less, and there was less.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's just because of the development of urban areas and the fact that, baseball fields are just not seen as important real estate in those areas.
So it's not necessarily direct racism, but socioeconomic, hereditary racism, meaning, that the baseball fields are getting priced out of those areas, then affecting that group of people. And also the fact that that group of people has to live in those areas has always been sort of a thing where, that don't seem quite right either, does it? So I guess there's still after effects and continuing effects. I'm not saying there's no more racism anywhere, but there is still the after effects of way things were done 100 years ago that have led into this very moment, as well as, just the socioeconomic situation that exists today. So, I'm sure a lot of people who live in cities probably rather not, or that live in certain areas, but probably rather live in other areas. But because of everything that happens to keep that from happening. Yeah, now this is where we're at. So that it's actually it's a fascinating look at these things. They're probably better for smarter people and people who maybe has a good solution in mind to discuss than us.
Yeah, and that's why Dusty Baker, I think, has a point, because you got to keep in mind Dusty Baker is somebody who played the game when there were more Black people playing baseball, American born, African American. So to see that happening through his lifetime, to see that number dwindle, it must have been hard for him to see, because here's a game that he loves, that he has been a big part of making great. And when you talk about the great Black athletes and Black managers in Major League Baseball, how could you not mention Dusty Baker?
Somebody needs to take up this cause. Somebody, now that we know, I didn't know about all this. Now that somebody knows, somebody with money needs to take up the cause to take back some of those baseball fields. And it's not just for, an opportunity for Black kids to become, future major leaguers. That's an opportunity for everybody. When you take away places to play, it affects everybody. And I just feel like somebody should be taking up the cause to go preserve some of these ball fields, or at least open up. One of the things I've noticed driving around, trying to go find a place to throw a football with the boys, and everything's locked up. We used to be able to go, you go to a school, play in the field. Well, they lock everything up. Everything is locked up everywhere. There's nowhere even around here that I can just drive my kids and go have, throw the football on an actual field. They lock everything up. And because of that, that's got to reduce some of the opportunities for people to just go out there and have some fun. So somebody needs to change the way they're doing that, as well as let's reestablish some of those fields. Let's preserve some of those fields so that everybody has a chance to, if not just go out and be a kid and play, have the opportunity, to get into the game. So, yeah. All right. So that makes sense. I mean, yeah, when you first hear that, you're thinking, well, this doesn't make sense. It does. It doesn't make sense. But now I guess it does. Something got to do something about that.
It's just sad that you're exactly right, Jeffrey. Parks used to be a thing. Parks used to be full of people on weekends and weeknights playing, baseball or playing basketball or playing football or just kids running around.
You didn't
and
have
playing.
to pay to go use
right.
the field.
It was
you
just
showed up.
And kids would, I know from my era, kids would just show up anytime, bring our ball glove or whatever. And if there's some, one of our friends didn't have a ball glove, somebody else would provide, or we trade gloves, in between innings. So-and-so would be on one side and the other person on the other side. And as they're coming in off the field, they just flip their glove to each other. I mean, they found out ways to play. And inner city kids used to play a lot of stick ball. I mean, Willie Mays grew up playing stick ball. Some of the 24. Why am I drawing a blank on the greatest?
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson.
42.
In New York City, grew up playing stick ball. Some of the greatest players that are in the Hall of Fame now grew up playing out in the streets. They would figure out a way, to play the game of baseball. It's just not that important to me.
And Randy, it wasn't that long ago. I have an uncle who played stickball, so it's not, it wasn't that long ago, but there've been a couple
played in the streets,
but there are a couple of generations where that hasn't been a thing. And of course, when you don't see yourself in a sport, even though there are other reasons for it, you start to think that sport's not for you. Hence
or you're
why everybody
yourself,
will see basketball as a better option,
right,
or football.
You might be seeing yourself more in other sports because in the commercials for Sprite or this or that, you see, Black athletes, but you don't see any for baseball. I mean, outside of maybe while you're watching a baseball game, I'm not like sitting there just watching a TV show and here is an African-American baseball player selling something. No, it's basketball, it's football. It's that, those are the sports that you see commonly using the athletes in commercials. I don't even see white guys in baseball commercials. You see what I'm saying? There's no baseball stars in commercials.
Yeah, that Aaron Judge is kind of important in that way. I think Shohei Ohtani too, because they're particularly marketable guys where,
don't see him.
Aaron Judge has been in some Subway commercials. I've seen
never
seen
seen
there.
Him. Never seen him.
But yeah,
outside of baseball, you never see it.
Yeah, but Mike Trout should be a bigger star, for instance. But like, if you passed Mike Trout on the street, you would know he was an athlete, but you might not know he was Mike Trout.
I might
You might walk right past him.
Ohtani out of a crowd. I couldn't pick most of these guys we talk about out of a crowd if they're not wearing a uniform.
But I had a younger cousin that told me they thought Tim Anderson was cool. I was like, oh, that's amazing. There's kind of got to be more, as much as the bat flipping is annoying and all of that. I get it.
Unless he's walking down flipping bats, you might not know it's him.
Yeah, you might not know, but just seeing him on TV and just the fact the way he carries himself with just an insane amount of confidence, there's got to be enough guys there too to make baseball cool, and the players are there. I think the personalities are there. I think Major League Baseball, this is one of my things with Manfred forever, is the marketing is not necessarily there.
I would agree with that. 100%.
Wonder why. Yeah. Well, again, like I said, that's something that other people are going to have to figure out. Let's get to the text line real fast, and we'll get back to other things. Pinocchio says, bit of honey, definitely old people candy. It reminds them of the Depression.
Bit of honey. Yeah.
I like bit of honey, and I wasn't around in the Depression. It does stick to your teeth pretty hard, though. Stockton Slap says, I'm not saying cats are better than dogs, but I haven't heard any stories of cats mauling toddlers to death. Oh, they would if they could. Oh, my God. If they were big enough, that's all you'd hear about, i.e. tigers. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. Boy, does Brady look bad. Randy, can a guy get a beer and a Boomer Sooner, please?
Boomer Sooner.
There you go. Good Cat says, an apple a day keeps anyone away if you throw it hard enough. Thank you, Good Cat. That is excellent advice.
True.
Excuse me. Lost Toby says, parks are now Amazon warehouses. That's the problem. Baseball's gotten more expensive to play for travel ball, and competitive baseball for kids and people of color are being phased out due to income inequality in the country.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And not just there's a lot of people are being phased out because of that as well, not just African American kids.
I remember ball players that I played Little League baseball went on to the major leagues of different colors, not just white kids that I played with. I played with kids of all different colors, and they went on and play in the major leagues. So now you've taken that whole sector and you just chopped it up, because now if you have the money, or mom and dad have the money, you can join a travel team. I think it's an absolute travesty. There's plenty of corporations out there that have people that are working in the corporation that can figure out a way to get baseball leagues or travel teams and get them outfitted and get some fields built and get people, get kids of all different races and backgrounds and financial status out playing the game of baseball.
And you wouldn't even be mad if it said, Subway Field or Gillette Field or Ford Field or any of the names of any of the corporations on the fields. Maybe not so much Viagra Field. That might be
that might be a little odd.
Might be a little strange.
There are some we probably
Eugenics
say no
Field
to.
would be odd. Yeah.
Right. She'll like it too. So also Lost Toby says Dusty Baker also blamed the lack of Black American players on cats.
Yeah, I think that's true. I heard that.
Checks out.
I didn't quite hear that, but all right.
No, I saw it. It was in the page. My print
must
is not
have
printing
missed it.
completely. You got a little streak.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll finish this up and also talk about one of my favorite topics, the Lakers. The Lakers. Oh, I think I peed a little. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barata. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. On the text line, somebody says, guess who's back, baby? I don't know who you are. It didn't show up on the text. We've changed our text program, so whoever you are, I don't know who you are. Lost Toby says, it is crazy it took this long for Westbrook to get benched. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So we're before we get there, though, let's make sure I get everybody's voice heard here on the text line. Big George says, I'll bet you a back rub, Jeffrey, that Tom Brady will date somebody hot before Giselle. No, but there's no back rubs. The back rub bet, isn't it? That is only between me and my wife. I spoke too soon.
And me.
I should know, never you. And that's no. Just we're gonna forget that ever happened. Watermelon says Jeffrey and Randy are both right. Once upon a time, kids used to like to go outside and play. I can't get my godson to do anything that doesn't involve air conditioning, cell phones, and computers. That's another element.
Yeah, well, there's some of that, but I we're talking about we're talking about the crisis of black kids playing baseball. That's what we're talking about. How to get inner city urban kids involved in the great game of baseball. And I don't think it has anything to do with the cell phones or TV or anything like that. I just think there have been
that would be like an overall reduction of kids doing stuff
for anybody. But I think these families that don't have the opportunities, I think, is the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. No fields, no organizations, no sponsors, no coaches. Nobody's involved in the game of baseball to raise up young players, no matter who they are.
Last Optimist says, pardon me, what is stickball? It's the same thing as baseball, but you use it like a stick because you can't afford a bat. Yeah. And then it's usually played in the street where that car is first base. Right. That manhole cover is second. That other car is third. It just depends. But yeah, God damn it, Google something, would you? Chief Skull says, I feel as if there isn't a love of the sport as much as just a means of possibly making big money when it comes to baseball, and the sheer time frame to get the Major League Baseball versus NBA or NFL. It does not attract kids to play it and love it.
The thing is that's true for football too. If you look at some of these stories, like at the University of Miami back in the day, which they'll tell you that's still true, that a lot of those kids from inner city Miami we're using football as a way to get out of there. So it's not necessarily love there either, but they have the opportunities. That's the difference. Where with baseball, those fields are gone. Randy mentioned earlier the travel team stuff, which I think is absolutely huge. And it's prohibitive in so many ways for Black kids to get into baseball, specifically those who are in low income situations. It's just like there's no way out. Whereas football is easily handed out and provided to those communities. Basketball too.
And you have more players involved in a football team than you do on a baseball team. I mean, I guess you could say that about basketball, but there's easily, I would say probably 4-1 basketball leagues compared to baseball leagues for kids of color and kids of economic backgrounds that can't afford to play baseball. Easily for probably more than that, basketball opportunities than there is baseball opportunities.
Good Cat says, Randy, can we hear Burning Hell Lakers? You know, since Los Angeles, they are a dumpster fire there.
Burning Hell Lakers.
It's a short radio edit right there.
No, I think you wanted to hear the whole thing. But
You want to
that's
hear the
all
whole
right.
thing?
Well, why not?
All right.
Burning Hell
It is Friday.
Lakers. Burning Hell Lakers. Something knocks you out again. Won't be in the postseason, but something knocks you out again. Something knocks you out, so burn it out.
There you go. That is Fish Tank with Burn in Hell Lakers.
Yeah.
No,
Great
Big
song.
George. It is not Bad Grandpa back on the text line. It's Sensei Juan. That's right. Sensei Juan. And yes, Sensei Juan, I have put your name appropriately into the system, and now I can see it. And all is well. Good to hear you again. Dr. Roadmap says, just saying hi. Still listen faithfully over here. Thanks, Dr. Roadmap. Good to hear from you. Joe the Show says, on the flip side, I'm heading to the Pelicans Suns game, so that'll be fun. Hoping Zion plays. If he does, you think the Suns stand a chance?
I don't think he's playing.
I think they stand a chance either way.
I think he's got a back and hip issue.
Yeah, he got blocked on a shot, and it was a bad landing. He just wasn't able to brace himself at all. Just landed flat on his back, which is feel bad for the dude.
Yeah, I feel bad through no fault of his own, but let's face it, he's street clothes part D. You know what I'm saying?
He's getting there. Which, you know, I feel terrible for him because this is the year he came in shape, ready to go, but that's just a freak accident there.
This is interesting. Kyle G says, the number one thing I heard growing up from so many of my fellow millennials was, I can't play. Mom says I'll get hurt. So many millennials were kept out of sports because of the rise of Gen X helicopter parents. It hit baseball especially hard because of its lack of popularity compared to basketball and football. Well, you kind of contradict yourself on that because football way more dangerous than baseball. And yeah, you can't blame my entire generation. There's plenty of us. I'm like, my son played lacrosse, so yeah, okay, don't lump me into that mess. Randy's kids all played sports. Don't lump him into that mess. So, but yeah, I hear you. There was more than a few of them, but I don't know. Last Optimist says, so my friends and I grew up playing with baseball bat and baseball and regular baseball equipment in a cul-de-sac. Mailboxes were the bases, and one driveway was home plate. Does that count as stickball, or do they play with a softer ball so they don't damage cars in the street? Wasn't it kind of like a almost like a rubber ball, almost like
like a handball or
kind of like a more solid.
Yeah, I think so. I think
But
they played
honestly,
with a rubber ball. Yeah.
you just played with whatever you could get. Mr. Pringle says Anthony Davis is out tonight with a back problem too. Who had 4 games played before 80 took time off on the Deadpool there?
Yeah,
that would have been roughly around the over/under, I think.
Yeah, I think we all would have had under. Against the Spread says, I have coached and built programs in inner city for years, and baseball is turning into a rich kid sport, like golf. There's no opportunity for kids to play baseball in the inner city because of the infrastructure, and coaching is just not available. Yeah, it's kind of what we kind of came to the conclusion of before. It's not just overt racism in your face. It's the system, man.
Yeah, and then once you get to the point where there's a generation or two where no one's played baseball, no one can coach baseball because no one knows how to play.
True. I mean, it seems like nobody here in Arizona knows how to play. Seems like nobody on the Diamondbacks knows how to play. Just,
that's a different problem.
Yeah. Just saying. Lacrosse guy says, meaning one sport all year round is bad. What What are you talking about, lacrosse guy? Sensei Juan says, does anyone know how big the Ram Jam event in San Angelo is? We have no idea what you're saying. 0%.
What is that?
Don't know. And if it's something filthy and dirty and somebody looks that up and then it gets viruses in their computers, I'm coming after you, man. Joe the Show says, yeah, I got you on that. I thought he was probable, Zion, but yeah, I see the injury. Bad luck there. Going to the game? No. No. The only game I wish I was at would have been Warriors Suns. That one there. Hey, by the way, are the Warriors coming back to town at all? Does anybody know? Can you check your schedule? If they,
I mean, they will later this year. I just don't know exactly when, but I'll get that for you.
I might go to one of those. Lost Toby says, young people are dumb. You are correct. But I actually refined that to children are stupid. Stockton Slap says, culture also plays a big role. Soccer is the biggest sport in the world, but one of the least popular here in the United States. I just don't think baseball is cool, especially not cool enough to take away from football and basketball.
Well, it's a problem. I mean, it's become it's become an immediate society. It's become sort of I call it a microwave society. It's like bing, done. There's no more patience. There's no more playing the game.
Can you hurry up?
Exactly my point right there. I mean, nobody plays the great game of chess anymore because it takes too long to play chess. So, whatever. I mean, if somebody is introduced to the great game of baseball and they get out on the field and they play it, I think they will enjoy it. I mean, I just hate to hear it's not cool. It just takes too long. It's too slow. It's boring. I mean, that's just it's closed-mindedness. And unless you get out and actually play the game, you really don't know what you're talking about.
Things are a-changing. Sensei Juan says, no, it's a tailgating event at San Angelo University here in Texas.
Yeah,
Sensei Juan, you do realize we are in Arizona.
Yeah, the Ram Jam is a place for all Angelo State University home football games. So
Ram Jam.
And
Also,
I don't know what it's a tailgating event.
The Warriors play the Suns in Phoenix, November 16th.
Ooh, that's soon. Boy, if I go to that game, I'd love to go to that game. Pinocchio says stickball is played with a broom handle and a super bouncy ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Last Optimist says chess is a bad example, Randy. Chess clubs in school are popping up all over the place. It's actually getting to be popular again. Well, yeah, a little girl here is thinking about trying to play some chess.
Well, that's fantastic.
It's a great game.
That shows me that there are people starting to use their brain again rather than just sit in front of a TV and let their brains melt out their ears. Good job. I'm glad to hear it.
Baker's Cocky Hen says maybe Brett Favre can get some funding for inner city baseball leagues. I heard he has the connections.
Yeah.
I think Brett Favre is more interested than siphoning that money away than giving it to anybody who needs it.
Yeah, you got to work the connections, man. Joe the Show says, Randy, you hit that on the head. When I was a kid, I used to love playing baseball, but hated watching it now. However, as an adult, I do love the pastime factor of it. I can see how the microwave kids wouldn't really appreciate it, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, I get it. Like I've always said, if you give me a nice cold beer and I can sit there and just hang out for a few hours, relaxing, watching a baseball game, that's a great time. And I enjoy the game. And every fall when we watch the World Series, because let's face it, the most baseball anybody watches is going to be the World Series. You get into the game, you're like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should have been watching this before then. And then as soon as it's over, click, you forget. And, that's just the way it is. But, anytime you can go to a game, anytime you can just hang out and have the time to watch the game, it's a good time, I think. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So let's talk about these Los Angeles Lakers for a minute. Oh, damn it.
We talk too much baseball, Jeffrey.
I don't know if we've ever talked this much baseball before, ever.
Especially outside of baseball season or outside of the regular baseball season.
Well, thank God we got 2 more hours because we're going to spend a good amount of it making fun of the Lakers. I got jokes. I'm just saying. Hefty Lefty says, Ram Jam sounds like what happens to Dodge transmissions on their new trucks. You shut your mouth. There's nothing wrong with them Dodge trucks. They're not Dodge trucks anyways. That's Ram trucks. Ram tough. FAB says, what's the age cutoff to be a microwave kid?
Just look around, man.
You'll know when you see them.
Yep.
Ding. It's you. All right. We'll be back for hour 2. You stay where you are. We're going to stay where we are. Unless you're driving, just stay in the car. The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation, 800-805-9967. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-805-9967. That's 800-805-9967. Again, 800-805-9967.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. In baseball history, the shot heard round the world when Bobby Thompson's home run won the pennant for the Giants is one of the more memorable moments. Now, Thompson's home run off Ralph Branca was legendary, but if he didn't do it, the guy that was on deck could have. Who was he? He was a rookie. The answer is coming up.
When you want trivia from the world of sports, Daily Sports Quiz host Nick LaCapria has it. Baseball lovers, go online to baseballtrivia.org. Basketball fans, check out basketballtrivia.net. Football fans, head on over to footballtrivia.net. Hockey trivia, that's hockeytrivia.net. And boxing fans, log on to boxingtrivia.net. Stay tuned to this radio station for the Daily Sports Quiz or visit Nick LaCapria's sports-specific trivia websites.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz, name the rookie that was on deck when Bobby Thompson hit the shot heard round the world, the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
Sunday's slate of games are just ripe for the pickings. And I'm telling you, betting on the NFL is always cool. And that's what's great about the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can pick on your favorite team. Maybe go quarterback over rushing yards. How about running back anytime touchdown? How about opposing quarterback to throw an interception? I mean, however you feel, the same game parlay, just one of the reasons that I bet with FanDuel. It's also easy to sign up if you don't have the account already, easy to deposit money, and easy to find your bet. Plus, when you win, FanDuel pays your winnings super fast. If you're new, sign up with my promo code Randy1580 for your no sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's promo code Randy1580. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 and older, present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose screaming at us from the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
It's like my most chill day today.
No. I'm talking about when you were telling me I was live. Yeah, you're very, very loud. Is it just me, Randy, or is he screaming at us?
Because I can barely hear him.
Oh,
and you were
okay.
overwhelming my headset.
My brain about came out my nose on that one.
I have been told in the past by people when I say that they could not hear me. So I've been
what people is that
making it a point to that, like the AIA high school football guys.
Yeah, my equipment works because just saying, take it easy. Anyway, we're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and how bad they are, because I'm just enjoying the fact that they are this bad. Yeah. I mean, listen, we had some fun a couple of years where they couldn't get past the Suns in the playoffs and where they couldn't even sniff the playoffs. And that's all good fun. This year starting out special. They have lost every game they've played in so far.
Yeah, well,
and they'll eventually win a game, but This is special.
I mean, that's starting to look debatable. But
They benched Russell Westbrook. Street clothes is back in his street clothes. I mean, it's the perfect start to a Lakers season.
Well, when you say they benched him, he's coming off the bench or he's just not playing at all?
I think he's coming off the bench.
I don't think he's going to start ever again. Not on this Lakers team.
So let's say you're the Lakers. Okay. Don't get depressed. Okay. Let me revise that. I don't want anybody to imagine they're the Lakers. Then we're going to have a bunch of losers listening. Hold on. All right. So let's say you're trying to inspire the Lakers and you're thinking, well, we need to bring somebody in here. Maybe every now and then a good speech. The Coach Ham, is that his name? Ham?
Correct. Darvin Ham.
Ham. I don't think he's got an inspirational thought in his head, to be honest. Well, we got to get.
Well, I don't even know that because he walked into a terrible team.
Yeah.
What was he supposed to do? He can't rah speech them into making threes.
Yeah, Keon, he's probably more depressed than anyone.
True.
I get it. So it's hard to come up with.
He thought he was taking a good job. Poor guy.
And he had to show up. He's like, and my name is Ham. So all right. Okay, so man, we could get somebody in here to, get these guys back on track. Give them a rip roaring good speech, or talking to. We get Dr. J. Could we get? Is there some old famous Laker?
No.
Maybe. What the hell? Can we get? Can we get Michael Jordan?
No.
No, you can't get him. Here's what they came up with. I feel like the Lakers have the money and the influence to get anybody. Then it also makes me wonder how detached from reality Jeannie Buss is. They brought in Will Smith. And I'm sure when he came walking in the door, everybody looked, oh, he's here to slap the bleep out of Russell Westbrook. Yeah. Will Smith visited the Los Angeles Lakers and he came in there and he gave him a talk. He did give him a talk, talking about staying strong in the face of adversity and being, this should bring you together as a team. And he's like, trust me. Oh, I know what it feels like to be down at the bottom. Hey, I know what it's like to suddenly be unliked by everybody. It was if it was only March to be my stories. Anyway,
that would have been that would have been a better move last year.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm just ignorant and stupid on this, but where the hell's LeBron James? Clearly he's the leader of this team. Why isn't he hyping his players up? Why isn't he giving inspirational speeches? This guy's done more. Been there, got the t-shirt, has the rings, has the championships, has made the moves, has been down, has been up. Why isn't this guy, instead of an actor, giving the inspirational speeches to pick his guys up?
I don't know. Good question. Maybe they didn't listen to. Maybe they did need the threat of violence that comes with Will Smith.
Maybe, but LeBron's.
Did Will come in with open hands?
If he wanted it to work, he probably did. Yeah.
I am a big fan of LeBron James's game. LeBron James is not a good leader. Like he's just not. And if you follow him through his career, LeBron James got to Miami, and the first thing he did after promising a bunch of championships that they didn't actually win was trying to get the coach fired, Eric Spoelstra. And it was because Pat Riley was the general manager. Pat Riley said, no, that's my guy. I put him there. He's the coach. You, D. Wade, and Bosch can deal with it. And then they fell in line. Then LeBron goes back to Cleveland and he's passive aggressively putting things on Instagram. Kevin Love is trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Eventually they ironed it out, but that wasn't because of LeBron. So now LeBron's here in LA. What is he suddenly going to figure out how to be a good leader? No, LeBron is back on Instagram right now, cryptically posting things that nobody understands, passive aggressively.
You put some respect on Will Smith's name. He was in Wild Wild West, you know.
The great American classic, Wild Wild. Who could forget the rap song that accompanied that horrible movie?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's who Will Smith was. If you think you haven't seen the downtimes, you're wrong. I've seen them, pal.
West Philadelphia, born and raised, obviously.
Yeah. There's no sticking it out in that story. He ran off. He ran off to Beverly Hills to hide from trouble.
No, his mom.
What kind of message is that?
Because he got in trouble. His mom, his auntie sent him there because he was on a basketball court fighting.
I saw pictures, and everybody seemed real happy to have him there. It's the only time you've seen anybody happy to have Will Smith anywhere in a long damn time. So
I mean, why don't you just send Key and Peele in there to do an inspirational speech, please?
Well, that would actually that'd be funny. That'd be better. Or just you know what, you should have sent Chris Rock,
right?
At least you laughed at the end.
You do not understand the words coming out of my mouth.
He would come in there and say, "Now I know some of you players are bald. Looking at you, LeBron." Lost Toby says Will Smith came in yelling, "Get my team's name out of last place."
And you know what? I don't think all the Will Smith slaps in the world can stop that from happening.
Yeah, line them up. Everybody gets one.
Genie Bus has got a great resource there. Jack Nicholson. I mean, why don't you bring in Jack Nicholson?
He practically lives at the arena.
I mean, he looks at it. Put him in the penguin costume or with the Joker costume, whatever the hell it was.
I don't
Send
think
him
he
in there
knows
with all sorts of smoke. Scare these guys straight. You know what I mean?
Maybe 10, 15 years ago, Jack Nicholson. This Jack Nicholson, you'd be like, "Oh, sweet Jesus, don't eat me." And he doesn't know which direction the court is most of the time. I think Jack Nicholson has seen better days, man. Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Wait, did Will Smith try to get LeBron back to Miami with his best rap song ever? We're going to Miami." Is that the best one? What is the best? Will Smith has had some catchy tunes.
Yeah.
And listen,
Summertime.
Will Smith, very talented, entertainer. I'll just leave it at that. I won't go because some of his movies are garbage, but a lot of them are really good. And a lot of them were just, blockbuster, mindless fun. And then he had some serious ones where he was actually pretty good. His music sold lots of what we used to call records. And, he's a successful billionaire of a guy. I don't think he's a billionaire, but whatever he is. So, you know what I'm saying? So when all that happened, shock to the system, but I don't think he's quite recovered from that yet to be the one you have giving speeches. You know what I'm
much
saying?
less motivational speeches to a team that has not yet won a game. He hasn't had a win himself in a little bit. Let's
just say that if you're a politician, you need to have a really big and overwhelmingly comfortable lead before you bring Will Smith in to talk for you. You know what I'm saying? Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Yeah, but I hear he hits like a bitch." Is that what Chris Rock said? Woo says, "I think ribbon candy is the ultimate old person candy." Wow, Woos.
Ribbon
You still
candy?
on that? What the hell? Oh, I know that. Vague memory. Does that mean I'm old? Because I know what she's talking about.
I think
Toby says
you're just old if you still eat it, I guess. I don't know.
Wild Wild West was a great movie. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Go back and watch that movie. Milk has aged better.
I like Kevin Kline. I like the concept. I like the idea, but it was just badly written and done. Let's see. Random Texter says the best way to get the Lakers going again. I don't want to read the rest of this because I don't want good ideas coming out.
They're not gonna notice them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not reading the rest of it, Random Texter.
Rob Pelinka is not listening to anybody with a good idea. Clearly,
it's a good idea. What he writes there is a good idea. Ain't reading it. Nope. Hefty Lefty says the roster construction failure is on Pelinka. Yep. Is it
though? Is it really?
Okay, he is ultimately responsible for how bad the team is, and we've seen him even before LeBron do dumb things. He's a bad GM.
See, I think
LeBron James showed up and he started sort of imposing his will in certain situations. And I don't know if Jeannie Buss just went to Pelinka and said, just do what he wants. Because this smells like before it was a Pelinka job. Now it's a LeBron job. Smells like a LeBron job.
I think AD is LeBron James's guy. I don't think Russell Westbrook was. I think Pelinka brought him in thinking he was making the team better.
Yeah. And the guys that they shipped out of town, that can't be understated. They had a bunch of young, talented guys. D'Angelo Russell is killing it up in Minnesota. Kyle Kuzma's in Washington. Brandon Ingram is in New Orleans with the Pelicans. And we saw what Brandon Ingram was. He's like Kevin Durant light. All of those guys could still be Lakers. All of them.
Joe the Show says, leave my Lakers alone. Can we talk about something else? Skip this subject. Have mercy, man. No. Stockton Slap says, this is why I'm no longer a Lakers fan until LeBron is gone. He's a horrible leader. What do you think Kobe would have done in this position? He would have won.
And he would have stayed out of the front office.
Boogie says, I think they should sit LeBron James for the next 20 games just so he's ready and rested up for the rest of the season. All right, fine. That's Random Texture's basic idea. He says, get LeBron out of there. Let management make roster decisions. Bring in a coach who actually is a coach for the team and not a stand-in for LeBron's decision-making.
I don't know if Darvin Ham is a stand-in for LeBron's decision-making. I think the guy legitimately has shown that he's qualified to have a shot at being a head coach. But LeBron is kind of asserted his influence in a lot of places in that team, but he's done it everywhere he's been, and it hasn't resulted in this before. This is a monstrosity of all parties involved. LeBron, obviously, but Pelinka's done some very dumb things on his own that indefensible as a general manager, and he's never been a general manager before. He was an agent. He has no GM experience, so of course the team looks like this.
Yeah, Pinocchio says that Will Smith's career musically jumped the shark with Getting Jiggy with It.
I can kind of agree with that. I guess I
didn't care or mind about that song.
That song was fine, but I
thought he just quit making music, didn't he?
I don't know if you any record after that. There was one record though that he made where he was just so bitter that he wasn't getting the attention of other rappers that's what the album was about.
Well, it was called Banjo Hits from the 70s, and I didn't understand it at all. Will Smith, Banjo Hits from the 70s. He couldn't even barely play the banjo. It was just weird. King of Kitten says, what if LeBron was a player owner of the Suns? I think we'd all take a break from being Suns fans immediately.
Yeah.
And I don't blame Laker fans for feeling that way now, too. But guess what? You guys all drank that Kool-Aid early on. You don't get to pretend like you're upset about it now. Against the Spread says, take Syracuse on the money line to win tomorrow. They're going to bend the Leprechaun over in the Carrier Dome in San Quentin style this weekend. Take that to the bank.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah,
we're sure he just means
on
the money
same
line. I don't think the actual bending over will occur.
I don't think so either. But still, we're on the same wavelength there.
But you never know though. Lacrosse guy says Summertime. That's a classic Will Smith song there. Wild Wild West says Hefty Lefty. The show, not the movie. The show was a good fun though. Yeah, Robert Conrad and that other guy, I don't know his name. Random Texture says, okay, best way to make them know Lakers better, move them to Europe. Okay, I don't know what you're really saying though, but I'm okay with sending the Lakers to Europe. Why not?
I want them here so they can keep losing here where we can see them.
Oh, we could see them anywhere. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But if you're in Europe, are they losing to they're what are they doing in Europe? Here, they can lose to the Suns and everybody else.
The weather is good to be sad in. Baker's Cocky Hen says Kobe always had his head in the clouds. Too soon?
Wow.
Yeah, just a bit, because again, he was not the only guy on said
it was a soft one. It was a soft one.
Yeah.
Probably Big there's no such thing as too soon, but if you're going to take a shot at something like that, it better be funny. Big George says, I think I know why the Los Angeles Lakers are doing so poorly to start this season. The team was stationed at Camp Lejeune. But okay, stop. You can't keep going back to that comedic well.
Nice.
You can't.
Big George, nice.
What? I went there first, and then everybody, he just keeps going there over and over again. Once is a callback, twice is now. Now, come on, don't Saturday Night Live this thing. Just put that in your pocket for a while. Bring it back later. Kyle G says, baseball definitely has become a rich kid sport. When we moved here from Detroit, we couldn't afford to let me join a club. Found out a few years later that I lost out on a scholarship offer because the scout looking at me just assumed I'd quit playing. Well, that is a real bummer.
Yeah, that's sad. Sorry to hear that.
Baker's Cocky End says San Quentin style. Notre Dame with the upset. They have Freeman leading them. That's helpful in prison. Okay, I think that was not a literal thing there. Baker's Cocky Ends. Dirty Dallas says take Kentucky plus 12.5 against Tennessee. They'll slow down the game and keep it close to cover. Also, Colorado Buffaloes plus 13.5 at home against the Devils.
Way too many points. Way too many points. Boogie says, I think the Lakers need to relocate to Tucson. They need to, well, if we're not sending them to Europe, we shouldn't send them across the border to Tucson. I mean, at least keep them in the country if you want to laugh at them. Joe the Show says, I know I'm late, but LeBron's fed up with Pelinka's moves and Jeannie's lack of faith. Lakers are doing basically what all the other franchises LeBron has played for. They're not giving him what he really needs, essentially protecting the business. Wow, Joe, that is backwards. They have bent over backwards to give him what he has asked for, and it has failed. You have a really flipped version of reality on what's going on with the Lakers there.
I don't think everybody on that roster is somebody that LeBron wants, but the stars on this roster are people he signed off on. Sure.
Stockton Slap says, Genie Bus is the only bus I don't like right now. He loves him some buses.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right. The only other thing I thought was interesting, and we were going to move on to something else, was that Russell Westbrook bought a $37 million mansion right across the street from LeBron James. Don't act like that's not going to get awkward soon. He literally lives across the street, bought it from Petra Eccleston, the F1 heiress. You know, her dad was the guy who was saying he might take a bullet for Vladimir Putin. You know, that winner of life.
And Eccleston.
Yeah, Bernie. Anyway, so now they're living across the street from each other as teammates. Hey, man, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, man. All right. Now, as things are getting worse, you know, like they're not making eye contact. That's like me with my neighbors now. You know, not even a wave, not even a wave. All of a sudden, you see all the cars from teammates across the street at LeBron's place. And Russell's like, well, I didn't get an invitation to this. Russell starts walking across the street. All of a sudden, the lights go out at LeBron's house. You're, shh. Is he gone? Is he gone? This is going to get awkward really fast.
Russell will see all this because he'll always be in the upstairs sewing room working on his new fashions.
Yeah. And he'll be excited wanting to share it, and nobody wants to see Russell. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. Let's do it. It's time for Keon Rose's college football dance party. All these people sitting in their money lines and their bets for the college. We may as well go ahead and do this right here, right now. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus next day energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program. Terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty Terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Remember last year when you wanted to hear that NFL matchup, but you couldn't because you were at your nephew's birthday party and the Fanatic couldn't stream the NFL on their app? Didn't that suck? Well, those days are over, pal. Now you can listen live to every primetime NFL game on the Fanatic app. Download the app now at the Google Play Store or the App Store, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic, and against the spread, you're right. I think we've been too hard on Will Smith. Says Will Smith does actually know about perseverance. Remember when he was homeless, selling those medical machines? Him and his son had to spend the night in a bathroom one time.
It was a movie.
What?
It's not part of his real life. That was a movie.
No, Against the Spread said he saw it. He saw him
in the movie. The Pursuit of Happiness.
Saw him on the big screen.
Is the name of the movie.
Agree to disagree. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for our weekly moment of fun, music, and information. That's right. Keon Rose knows him some college football, and he's gonna spit some knowledge and stuff at you guys right now, and something we like to call the Keon Rose College Football Dance Party.
Yeah, Keon, let's get going early and often here because number 2 Ohio State is traveling to Happy Valley, University Park, Pennsylvania, to Beaver Stadium. But it still perplexes me to take on number 13 Penn State in a game many people will be watching. It's got national college football playoff implications here. Number 2, Ohio State. I'm not going to do the whole,
You don't have to.
No.
I don't. I hate that.
The
Thank you.
Panthers of Beaver Stadium, University Park. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think this is going to be a really good game. Might be one of the better games of the day. It's going to be really close. I know that, Penn State a couple weeks ago got just whacked by Michigan, couldn't handle the physicality of the run game of the Wolverines. That was a major problem for them, but they bounced back the following week. They were able to beat Minnesota in their whiteout game. And here comes Ohio State. And I think that they're going to be able to keep it close. I think they're going to be able to hang around in the game. But I just worry that CJ Stroud, who is obviously a guy that we're talking about for Heisman finalist, is just going to be able to get it done. And I have trouble betting against that dude the way that he's playing this season. Ohio State is undefeated for a reason. It's not that Penn State isn't a great team, and it's not that Happy Valley isn't a difficult place to play, because it absolutely is. But I just think CJ Stroud is on a mission this season. I'm going to go with the Buckeyes.
All right, an interesting game to me. Number 7, TCU travels to Milan Pusker Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia, to take on the Mountaineers. Now listen, early on, the Mountaineers gave Penn State quite the shock. Last week, they got their ears trimmed pretty good. TCU versus West Virginia. Who do you got here?
I'm leaning TCU because it's just I got to go with the more consistent football team. But West Virginia, their stadium, Morgantown, Virginia, that is a house of mirrors. You go in there, and for whatever reason, perfectly good teams, perfectly competitive teams go into that place and can't figure out what the hell to do. And they've been doing that to just about everybody in the Big 12 from the day that they joined that conference, even if they haven't exactly been a powerhouse of the conference just yet. And I think that that's going to continue for TCU, but I think TCU is going to ultimately wind up winning the game because they are well coached. Sonny Dykes is awesome. He's been able to just pick up right where Gary Patterson left off. And Max Duggan, I think, is one of the more underrated quarterbacks in college football. And I think we'll probably say that a few times over the course of this dance party.
Look, man, Florida's lost. But it's still a matchup against a team that is coming in, the number one Georgia Bulldogs, who are, I believe, coming off their bye week. Florida at Georgia, in Georgia, 12:30 kickoff there on CBS. Who are you calling in this game?
Well, Georgia's going to be the quote unquote home team, but this is a rivalry game on a neutral site in Jacksonville, Florida, the world's largest cocktail party.
Yeah.
Who can not have fun in a game like that, in an atmosphere like that? And the Bulldogs know what this game means. You know, Florida and Georgia have gone back and forth in this game for a long time, but lately it's been in favor of the Bulldogs. I see no reason why that shouldn't continue. Yes, I think that Billy Napier at Florida is a good coach, but he's going to need a little bit more time. It was never going to be an instant he showed up and fixed everything. Have seen a lot of promising stuff, but there's some stuff that they still need to work on. And I like their quarterback, Anthony Richardson. He's a guy that's going to be mentioned for the draft a lot, but I think he's still very raw. He's got a big arm, big mobility, but the decision making, I'm not exactly a fan of that. So I'm going to go with the Bulldogs and what they've been doing all season, which I thought their defense was going to take a step back, and that hasn't even been close to true.
Okay, so next game up, this is sort of interesting. I'm doing this because Boomer Sooner is a faithful listener and texts in quite frequently, but Oklahoma traveling to Ames, Iowa to take on the Cyclones. Listen, the Cyclones have played tough their last 4 losses, okay? Baylor, number 17, Baylor, they Iowa State lost to them 31-24, all right? Kansas came in, the Cyclones lost 14-11. Kansas State, who was ranked 20th, came in, and the Cyclones lost 10-9. And then Texas last week, 24-21. Oklahoma comes in this week. It's on Fox Sports if you want to watch, everybody. What do you say about the Cyclones taking on the Oklahoma Sooners?
Yeah, I actually thought that the Sooners were going to stumble against Kansas last week. And let's not make a mistake about this. For most of that game, it looked like they were stumbling against Kansas.
Yeah, Boomer Sooner's not going to like that sort of analysis.
Boomer Sooner says that he has a new texter nickname, Zero and Bleepy.
Yeah.
He's not happy.
He's not happy, and he shouldn't be happy. They hired Brent Venables, who is a great defensive coordinator and is starting to enter that conversation of guy who should have been a coordinator, but not necessarily a great head coach, because he's here. This defense is supposed to be great. It wasn't this bad a year ago, and his team cannot tackle. This is a problem that has been killing them all year long. They cannot finish tackles. And I don't know how you're going to do that against Iowa State, because Iowa State is tough. They're physical. They're not having a great season themselves, but they've played tough teams. And you look at some of the games that they've played against quality opponents, close games.
Yeah,
Matt Campbell has them
off a few of them there. Yeah.
Yeah, and Matt Campbell defensively has them playing at a high level. Oklahoma's not playing defensively at a high level, and they don't tackle well, and they don't finish those plays. That's going to be a problem against Iowa State. I'm going to take the Cyclones.
Okay, there you have it. The upset, our first of the week. What about Oklahoma State, number 9, as they head to the Bill Snyder Family Stadium in Manhattan, Kansas, where Presley and Easton live. Those are my grandkids. They live just outside of Manhattan, Kansas. Oklahoma State ranked number 9 in the country, number 22, Kansas State. Who you got in this matchup?
I'm gonna go chalk here. Don't really want to, because it would be fun to pick the upset. It would be fun to pick Kansas State.
Gonna have to text Presley tonight and give her some grief.
But Oklahoma State is an amazing football team. Mike Gundy's been obviously one of the best coaches in college football for just a damn long time. And their quarterback, Spencer Sanders, is another one of those guys that kind of gets passed over in conversation when we talk about the best quarterbacks in the sport. He's one of them. The mobility, the ability to make plays with his legs. He is running back fast, but he's got a quarterback arm, and he's got accuracy to boot, and he makes good decisions with the football. And I like everything about Oklahoma State.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. They're averaging like over 300 yards a game.
Wow.
and not always against Big 12 opponents. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma State to take out the Wildcats of Kansas State.
Number 19 ranked Kentucky is headed to Knoxville, Tennessee to take on the shocking number 3 Tennessee Volunteers. Fresh off their last couple of victories, of course, one over Alabama. Kentucky have a chance to upset Tennessee in this game, Keon, in your opinion?
I think they do have a chance. Obviously, when you've got one of the best quarterbacks in college football and Will Levis, whose name also will come up a bunch when we start talking about the NFL draft, then yeah. And obviously Mark Stoops is a great coach at Kentucky too. Underrated, kind of under the radar, because Kentucky's never going to be a threat to win the East as long as Georgia's as good as they are. So we kind of just overlook Kentucky, but they win like 9-10 games a year. They're consistent. They always have a quality team. They always have a quality roster. But I don't think that they're going to do it this week. Not against Tennessee. Tennessee has figured out their identity. They know who they are. They love to run the football. Hendon Hooker, their quarterback, they use his mobility in design quarterback runs. But then when it's time to throw the ball, if they ever need to, if they fall behind, they can do that. Hendon Hooker gets it done. That's why he's a Heisman finalist. That's why Tennessee is currently undefeated. But I think Kentucky knows this is a big game. It's going to be close, and I can't wait to watch it.
I mean, I'm kind of starting to laugh already. But I mean, number 10 USC. Tucson. What you got in this game? Break it down for us, Keon.
I'm trying to figure out what the spread
analysis.
Yeah, the spread is 14.5 in favor of the Trojans.
Oh, I thought it was 41.5. Sorry,
I'm a little stunned. It's 14.5. Right. I am going to absolutely bet the Trojans to cover this game without question. That is the next thing I am doing at this commercial break. I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
I don't know how much more I need to break down here. Caleb Williams.
We may have to break early so we can all do it.
Okay.
I don't know. Against the spread, let us know. But that seems like a layup of a bet. Arizona's in trouble.
I gotta recompose myself here.
Can't wait.
All right. Listen, Radio Run's alma mater, Michigan State, not ranked.
Easy.
Not having a super stupendous year. I mean, look, they've had a few foibles, to say it. But they did beat Wisconsin last week as they go in to take on Michigan at the Big House. Michigan ranked number 4. Listen, it's always a good game when Michigan State plays Michigan. Are you going to go with the chalk here, Keon, or are you taking number 4 Michigan, or are you taking a Michigan State upset here?
Radio Ron, cover your ears.
No! It's nice working with you.
Yeah, I know. That I cannot, in good conscience, pick the Spartans.
Saying about conscience, about your check.
I get that, but Michigan State has struggled. It's been a tough season for them. Mostly because I just
CRC
don't...
Broadcasting is now looking for a producer on-air host for an afternoon show here. Please send your resumes to blender@1580thefanatic.com.
Hopefully, if I'm back Monday, we'll see how things go. If I'm wrong, maybe Radio Ron will spare me. But I just think that their quarterback situation's kind of messed up. I don't really like Peyton Thorne at that position. He throws a lot of interceptions, not good ones either. Like not ones that are forgivable. It's not off the receiver's hands. Like he's just making bad decisions with the football. Meanwhile, Michigan, the Wolverines in this particular game, they come with a running game that is absolutely hellacious. And people have not figured out yet how to stop the Wolverines from just running the football right at you. And if they need to throw it, JJ McCarthy can absolutely light it up down the field as well. I'm going to have to take the Wolverines in this one.
All right, last one before we go to break there. Arizona State needs this win. Arizona State needs a win.
We were laughing at U of A.
Yeah, we need a win here. And they are traveling to Boulder, Colorado to take on the Buffs in Colorado there. Give me the good news, Keon, or I guess break it to me gently.
Good news,
it should be good news. Colorado's real bad. They've only won a game this year. It's been a bad season for them. They have a quarterback carousel that's ongoing. Between the 2 quarterbacks that they've started this year, they've thrown between them 5 touchdowns and 5 picks. I don't know what to say. I don't have any good things to say about the Buffaloes. They are terrible. ASU should win this game. This is a winnable game. This is a Sean Aguano. You lose this game, you find a way to lose this game. They're not hiring you to be the head coach. Hopefully they keep you on the staff, but
I have a question.
You cannot lose this game.
I have a question. Jeffrey O'Brien, 1580 the Fanatic.
Yes, Jeffrey.
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Are there other games that if Iguana loses, he may as well not come back? Is this the one, or are there more?
Well,
there's the U of A ASU matchup.
That's one that I think you have to win that one.
I don't blame him on that one as much this year, just because things. But if this is a must, then what are the other ones? Because you say these guys are bad. Is Arizona that bad?
Arizona is not as bad as Colorado. No.
Exactly. So you got to give him a pass on that. So
but Washington State is around 500. That's not a game you expect to win. You still have to show up to go play Washington State. But that is a winnable game. Those are two teams that are closer on even levels. But there's nobody left on their schedule as bad as Colorado. That is the worst team in the Pac-12.
So this one is it. This is the one, do or die, or bye-bye.
Especially since they played Stanford, who was the other bad team. They really should have won that game last week and ride it out with Emory Jones.
I think that's why against the spread said take Colorado to win this game. And I'm sad to hear that, but I'm glad to hear our expert Keon Rose say take the Sun Devils for the win. Look, they got UCLA next. They've got Washington State. And they've got Oregon State before they play. I mean, play the Wild Kittens. Hey, you Chalupa. I mean, come on. Oh boy,
got to win that one. But certainly, this is the game where you lose to Stanford and you lose to Colorado back to back. Let's open up the coaching search, because that's not acceptable.
I have a feeling it'll start working from there.
Okay, well, this is weird. Joe the Show says, you're right, Wizard Jeffrey. In hindsight, the way I said that didn't have context. I should have provided misinformation. The KGB is infiltrated. Skynet's initiated. Run, everybody. Run, microwave kids. Okay. I don't know what it was that was said or I said, but I believe you. Crackalacken says, I cracked my screen betting on USC so hard.
14 and a half. That's low. I don't even know what to make of that.
Big George says, wasn't even close. Jeffrey completely dominated this edition of Keon Rose's College Football Dance Party. His hard-hitting analysis made the difference, especially analyzing the Arizona-USC matchup. Randy, close second. Keon, not bad, but you picked against the station on a radio run, so, nice knowing you. Baker's
that's my bigger concern rather than Big George's grade. I'm going to have to duck Radio Ron and hope that he doesn't serve me my walking papers.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just got a message. We have a meeting on Monday.
Oh no! Oh boy!
Oh Lord!
Well, that's good if it's Monday.
Baker's cocky hen says Buffaloes are one of the top tailgating teams in the NCAA. They got that going, guys. No, the reason the meeting's on Monday is because we'll see how the game goes. Then we'll see what happens. Hefty Lefty says, did you guys cover the nation's largest cocktail party yet? Go Dogs, he says.
We did. And I'm going Dogs too. I mean, Florida does not look right this year. And Georgia's just humming along, doing their thing, not losing games as they do.
Dirty Dallas is putting some pressure on me for something, and I don't know quite what to do. He says, my wife is pissed. Tell her a good joke and make her happy. I don't know your wife. So that could go either way, man. That could go one bad way or another. Here's the thing. The only thing, anytime somebody says, hey, quick, say something to make someone laugh, you just look her dead in the eye and just look at her and just very serious go, pubes. And that's it. That just to see what happens. It may work. It may not. I don't know. I don't have anything for you because I don't know her.
I know we're up against a break, but let me give it a shot here. Dirty Dog. There once was a farmer from Nantucket.
No, Randy, joke, not Limerick, not dirty Limerick. We can't do that.
Oh,
that would not work out. Wait,
sorry.
I think I've got a proper joke. Actually, now that I think about it, I have a proper joke. Are you ready for the proper joke?
Proper joke. Hey, there
All right.
was a trumpet.
No,
made of
Randy,
brass.
me.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
going
sorry.
to tell the joke. Going to tell the joke.
Right.
Father buys a lie detector robot, slaps people when they lie. He decides to test it out at dinner one night, right? So the father says, "Hey, what did you do this afternoon?" The son says, "I did some homework." Robot, whack, slaps him. Son says, okay. I was at a friend's house. We were watching movies. Dad says, "What movie did you watch?" The son says, "Toy Story." Whack! He says, "Oh God, yeah, fine. We were watching porn." And the dad says, "What? At your age, I didn't even know what porn was." Robot slaps the father. Whack! Mom laughs and says, "Well, he certainly is your son." The robot slaps the mother. How's that? I don't usually tell jokes, but there's your joke, Dirty Dallas. Hope it works. If not, just try pubes. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Here's your son.
Yeah.
Whack!
Whack! It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name is Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
This is Senator Mark Kelly. Serving as a combat pilot in the Navy taught me a lot about teamwork. You can't land a jet on an aircraft carrier without a team. It takes everyone focused on the mission. That's how I'm approaching my work in the Senate, too. I focus on the priorities and tune out the noise. So if it's good for Arizona, I'll work with anyone from any party to get it done. That's how we expanded healthcare benefits for veterans. It's how we secured more funding for border security. And it's how we passed a law to create thousands of new, high-paying manufacturing jobs here in Arizona. No red priorities or blue priorities. These are Arizona priorities. My mission in the Senate has been the same since day one: work as a team to get things done for Arizonans. There's still more work to do, but I'm proud to say that we're on our way together. I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever.
The greatest are the ones that seize the moment.
4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. Night racing, a doubleheader, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. The NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 4th through the 6th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. ASU goes to Colorado, new play caller, and how does the QB position play out? Big college football games, who keeps their playoff hopes alive? The Cardinals go to Minnesota. What has happened in the World Series? We got you Suns and Yotes updates, and who gets to race for the championship for NASCAR in Phoenix. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Lots Toby says he's got a good joke for us. Goes like this: U of A plus 14.
Wow.
No, it's still funny. That's a good joke. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, it's taken us an hour and 45 minutes, but now I think we finally got to a place where we can talk about Thursday night football. It started out all right, and then it just got kind of damn ridiculous. and then
ridiculous.
And then it was a futile effort of a comeback, which just kind of helped pad some fantasy football numbers. I should know I had Leonard Fournette
About the fourth quarter, he had 8 points. Then after that, he had 14 points. So that helped my cause. I benched Tom Brady, which then he had like 5 points for most of the game. Then suddenly he's got 25 points. Because like I said yesterday, didn't I say he might end up playing from behind and that helps the stats, but I couldn't gamble on it. I had him on the bench. So by God, Jared Goff, you had better. Anyway, so last night, you know, it was all right to watch. The stupid referee Mike was again on the broadcast.
Yeah, we thought they got that straightened out.
You noticed that too, right?
You know, it sounds bad.
Yeah, because somebody tried to tell me, no, it sounded fine at my house. Dude, you were lying. I think they're gaslighting.
Yeah,
There's gaslighting.
No way. That sounded terrible to me.
So in the case of last night's game, if anybody has any comments on it, I'm going to give you my take real fast. Tom Brady is not done. It's not Tom Brady. That O-line is a crime against humanity. They can't hold anything back. There was a coverage sack in the mix. I'm not going to say Tom Brady's faultless on how many times he got sacked to break the record and become the most sacked quarterback in NFL history, which he did last night. But
which is impressive that it took him that long, actually.
Is atrocious. And it goes alongside of the fact that people are saying, oh, the Buccaneers running game not doing well. They paid Leonard Fournette a bunch of money, a 3-year deal, $21 million, not getting our money. It's not, again, what does Leonard Fournette need to run the ball effectively using the plays that are sent in by the coach? An O-line that can move guys out of the way. Leonard Fournette, it is no wonder that defense of the Ravens was everywhere and winning all the time. And there was no chance. The fact that Leonard Fournette popped 14 points in fantasy football was a damn miracle. Everything goes back to the Tampa Bay offensive line. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. That's the beginning of it. I happen to think that part of it is Tom's age, but not necessarily in a he's done kind of way.
How do you read that if the O-line doesn't hold up? When he throws the ball and he does have a second to do it, it finds its mark, and it finds its mark well. Whether they catch it or not, that's on them. And then at other times he's rushed. I don't see any of this being Tom Brady's age. I mean, he's never been a runner. He got 1 yard running last night. I think that was just accidental.
Yeah,
stepping up in the pocket.
He was running, and it was all of the effort in the world, and it was 1 yard.
It's been that way since he was a young man.
That's his life. He's always looked like a baby giraffe trying to run. That's just been Tom Brady
with a fat guy in his back.
But but I would say it's 90% O-line. I would definitely not put Tom's age in the main reasoning of this.
I'm going out there and saying 0% his age. 0%.
Because he has, but he was, you know, because like the thing is, his release has been one of his advantages in his career. Just that quick release, balls out really quick, and that's not happening to the same degree.
Because he's worried about the O-line, so he's kind of there's a little hesitation there, kind of like he's going through his progressions, but he's also, where is the pocket going to collapse?
Yeah,
and it did over and over. So I'm sorry, I can't. I mean, if you want to talk to me about, okay, he's not throwing the ball as far, or he's not throwing the ball as sharp, his spirals are loose, that I say, all right, I'll give you that for age. But anything else, it's not age, man. It's a bad O-line. And where are these blocking tight ends? Where are the people who are supposed to? Why aren't they changing some of the way the plays are done? This goes back to Todd Bowles. So I'll give you. You want some percentage? It's going to Todd Bowles and the O-line.
I don't know how much I can put on Todd Bowles. One of their blocking tight ends, Cameron Brate, he's hurt, and that's been the issue with their offensive line, because it wasn't bad last year, right? But a lot of these guys have been out. I think they were healthier last night, but those guys have been out. So now a lot of offensive line play is chemistry. If they haven't been playing together, then, you know, left guard knows that left tackle has certain responsibilities and center has certain responsibilities on various plays. But I've been playing with you, so I don't know what responsibilities you necessarily have, or if there's anything you struggle with where if I'm not blocking somebody, I can go help you and double team a guy. There are lots of things that offensive lines need to have chemistry-wise that these Buccaneers don't have, and it's killing Tom Brady. And I think that's also kind of an indicator of where the NFL is going, because it's not like the Ravens' offensive line was great either. but Lamar can run, and Tom, that's not his game. And
Well,
I think that's
there's
one
your
reason
difference,
why
sure.
the league is trending away from pocket passers is you can get away with having pretty shoddy offensive line if you got a quarterback who can be dynamic and make plays with his legs.
Well, early on, though, it's not like the Ravens were going gangbusters themselves. They have their own barrel of problems that they're trying to overcome. Big Risk says, is the weak O-line the reason they did so many quick outs and receiver screens?
Yeah.
Yeah. As fast as you can get rid of that ball to not kill your elderly quarterback. Yeah.
And of course, if you try to run the football to get the ball out of Brady's hands, with the offensive line being as bad as it is, and we've seen it happen in Indy with the Colts too, with Jonathan Taylor this year. Guy can't do anything if he's met by a defender in the backfield. Like it's almost impossible to win that way. We saw it happen to Saquon Barkley for years before the Giants fixed their O-line. You gotta give that guy some room to run. So the only way to generate that kind of running offense, quote unquote, is to throw bubble screens and slants and outs and try and find little ways to get the ball moving forward without having to rely on the O-line.
If Tom Brady is able to get to the end of the season unhurt, he will be back. And because he knows this can't stay this way. And of course, he may just up and damn retire if they don't see a repaired O-line by next season. And who knows, between now and then, even the next few games, the Buccaneers could get their act together. They could probably bring in some other personnel. I don't know. The other teams are doing it. Why aren't the Bucs? I don't know. So yeah,
well, a lot of teams are struggling with offensive line. Like that's going to be the struggle of most teams. Having high level offensive line play is just suddenly very difficult to find in the NFL.
Hefty Lefty says Joe Burrow is going to break that sack record by his 6th year. Probably.
I mean,
seems that way,
but it does look like it.
Boomer Sooner says, have you guys noticed, how good a season X-Card Hassan Reddick is having? Isn't that just typical? Cardinals leave and they have amazing seasons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're noticing. Pinocchio says, if the Thursday Night Football crew doesn't look like the island of misfit toys, why do I keep waiting for Fitzmagic to say, Herbie wants to be a dentist? Dirty Dallas says, well, my wife's not pissed anymore. Now she's just full of joy. Thanks, guys.
Was it the pubes or the old man from Nantucket? Or
probably wasn't
I
that.
had a trumpet that was made of brass. Which one was it?
I'm pretty sure it was none of yours and likely not even any of mine. You can tell us which one worked the best. Let's see. Somebody wants to know if we picked our NFL tanking teams yet. Well, we were going to do that today, but there was a miscommunication, and so we'll do that.
There are no teams in the NFL that are tanking. Please.
There's teams tanking.
Please.
Absolutely, there's teams tanking.
There's certainly teams tanking.
Looking at you, Colts. Looking at you, other teams.
I have witnessed my own team tank on purpose before my eyes in an attempt to get Chase Young, which they got. So
and keep in mind, it's not the conspiracy theory where all the players know it. It's a conspiracy theory where they put the wrong personnel and they put the wrong plays and they just do the, you know what I'm saying? They make it an impossibility. It doesn't matter who's out there playing. And it's not fair to those guys. Absolutely not fair to those guys. But gosh, I'm going to tell you right now. It happens.
I mean, the Bears just traded away Robert Quinn.
I can't.
Are they trying to win? Like, are they really trying to win? You have Robert Quinn on your team, and you're 3-4.
Who are they tanking for? Who are the Bears tanking for?
Your mom.
Oh yeah. Jeffrey, I keep telling you this. My mom is dead.
It's like a weekly update that we get.
Still, just saying. Turns out it was the robot joke that got the wife happy. Okay, well, we're glad we could help you out there, Dirty Dallas.
Robot. Okay.
But I would say offensive line would be who the Bears would be tanking for.
Faded Hero Icon says, pour me a cold one, please. Set that man up. Baker's Cocky Hen says, the Buccaneers are still the 8th highest odds team to win it all. The NFL is about playing well at the end of the season. So let's stop talking about it till they aren't still second in the division.
Yeah,
Brady's going to take out Philly. Maybe that'll be his final revenge.
I'm gonna disagree with that, actually. The game you have to be playing well at the end of the season, but I do think it's worth talking about when the Buccaneers have the same amount of losses at this point in the season than they did all last year. I think it's worth talking about. Yeah.
I mean, I hear you guys talking, and I agree with the offensive line, and a lot of injuries have affected this team. But in my opinion, Tom Brady looked pretty old last night. Did you see that pass to Mike Evans crossing into the end zone? I mean, he wasn't even close to him. And he overthrew that one pass. It was a mile down the field.
Younger quarterbacks can miss two, but you also have to acknowledge the fact he threw some dimes. He threw some great passes last night and the week before.
I don't think I've seen as many of those dimes as I've seen in the past. The dude was 26 of 44.
I agree. There is offensive line problems, but I think Tom is just at a point where maybe he should consider it's time.
He has his AARP card, but he's not. He's not old, damn it.
But the offensive line's not helping. That's true.
Big Risk thinks his Bears are tanking, says they don't want to be a middle of the pack team. They want to finish low enough to get a top 5 pick. I don't know. Justin Fields is looking pretty good, though, man.
It's about left tackle.
Yeah. All right, taking a break. Coming back. 1 more hour left to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-813-8757 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-813-8757. That's 800-813-8757. What do you have to lose? Call 800-813-8757. Again, 800-813-8757.
Go into Ben Bridge and ask to speak to a bridge. They aren't there. Shane Company, no one named Shane there. Robbins Brothers has been owned by a VC firm for years. Jared, that name came from a focus group. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor, the only wholesale 4th generation diamond importer, GI graduate that you can actually meet in person. At Desert Wholesale Diamond, I'm importing the diamonds, designing and coordinating the custom rings, and I'm here. Deal with a full-bore retail store. You're paying their huge overhead, their shareholder profit, and multiple mid-level managers. Buying a diamond is a major life moment purchase. You should be dealing with the source, and I'm it. We're in a professional office building to give you the one-on-one service a purchase like this deserves. I'm connected to the largest diamond cutters in the world, cutting out all the layers that add to the price of a diamond.
Call 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow Dave on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever.
The greatest are the ones that seize the moment.
4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the Desert Mountains. Night racing, a doubleheader, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. The NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 4th through the 6th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
I'm Shane O'Grady, founder of Life Changer Loan, and for years I've been sharing how our mortgage has been changing lives. With all 5-star ratings on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, maybe it's time you find out what all the fuss is about. Our average client saves over $250,000 in interest compared to their traditional loan, while not changing a dime of their spending habit. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MD1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Yes, it's 5 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Hefty Lefty says, if you go into a Ben Bridge and ask to speak to a bridge, you need more help than a lower price on jewelry. I don't think it's an actual bridge. I think you're looking to talk to Ben or some of the other people of the Bridge family. You know, if you walk into a Planned Parenthood with an old coat hanger, they throw you out. 888-368-1580. just thought I should. Let's call it a grenade. Let's run. Lost Toby says, damn, Spurs waived their 2021 first round pick. Why'd they waive that? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the story yet. Big George says, wow, never took Randy and Keon for being ageists. Jeffrey is the only one who's accurate in saying that Tom Brady's age is not affecting him. It's everything else around him. His own line stinks. Todd Bowles stinks. Fire Todd Bowles. Whoa, pump the brakes.
Yeah, wow, Big George.
Like Todd Bowles. We like Todd Bowles.
And we're not sure yet how much of this is Todd Bowles. I think it's fair to say this season they got hit with the injury bug in ways that they were not hit with it in previous seasons. Me and Randy are simply saying that even on throws where Tom Brady has a clean pocket,
you know, Big George knows that.
He
just wants to say, fire Todd Bowles. I mean, that's his whole, he lives to fire
to Father Time.
Somebody, fire the Pope. I mean, he wants to fire somebody all the time.
Yeah, I guess, you could fire the Pope.
Gotcha.
You could. I mean,
yeah, the story that was referenced earlier, the Spurs drafted Josh Primo with their first round pick.
And they cut him.
And they waived him, which everyone said that was a bad idea when they drafted him. That they drafted him way too high. I don't know what they thought was coming down the pike there.
Well, I mean, how do you pass up a guy with the last name Primo?
It's a great name.
Look, if I'm a GM, I'm taking Primo #1 overall every time. Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to drafts and thought processes, the Diamondbacks take people named Great Value. Lost Toby says, yeah, they cut that guy. Let's see here. Here's a question from an unnamed texter. Sorry if your name hasn't shown up, or if you're a new texter, welcome to the text line 4875. How does the move to Ellinger affect Pittman's fantasy value? Boy, you should have asked that question when Rosalie Michaels here, but I think I can take that for you. Abandon all hope for future wins in your fantasy football league if you're counting on Pittman. All right, but the honest answer is we won't know until Sunday, will we? You won't know. You won't know. I wouldn't expect much. Kind of hard to bench him, but there's going to be a game you're just not going to know. And that's just a fact.
Certain quarterbacks, even if he plays well, Sam Ellinger, there are certain quarterbacks that have different preferences for receivers. And I think Jeffrey can attest to this with Terry McLaurin. Mm-hmm. Taylor Heineke has a stronger preference for Terry McLaurin than Carson Wentz did, and I don't know why.
Although I do have Terry McLaurin on my bench this week because, the Colts defense is at least pretty decent, and I just don't like his chances. I know that look on your face. You're like,
that's fair. I mean, I
thought you were going to give me that. Okay, fool.
no, that's fair.
I've been burned on that before when I haven't played. That's right. I'm playing you this week. No wonder you're supporting me benching him.
No, I'm not supporting you. I'm not saying I'm
playing him now. I'm playing him now.
Either way, I don't really have a preference. I'm just saying Heineke and McLaurin have a connection that somehow Carson never got with him.
So, we'll see, I guess, is still the answer. 4875 on Pittman, and may God have mercy on your soul. Did you guys watch the Amazon last night? Did you see the end of the game? Because I was over there doing some dishes there, right? So I'll just turn it off so I don't have to listen to those knuckleheads talk. And I'm listening to, and then they had Lamar Jackson come down the field. Eventually, he took his sweet time getting there because I was still washing dishes. And Lamar, I guess, as he's walking off the field there to get out of his pads, somebody dropped down a sign that says "Pay the man," and so he picked it up and he signed it. And he was like, he took some time with that.
He really did. I did see that. Yeah.
So it was like, making a point. Yeah, making a point. Here's the thing. Lamar Jackson makes little comments. He does stuff like that with the sign. And listen, it's not like the Ravens didn't try to pay Jackson. He wants all the money guaranteed. They made a significant offer to him. He wants Deshaun Watson,
sort of situation. And he's absolutely right to want it, expect it. I think he's earned it. He's continuing to earn it in front of our eyes. But God, if he'd only had an agent, you know what I'm saying? If only he had somebody representing him, this could have already been resolved and resolved the way he wants.
Why?
So because they knew they were dealing with the guy who's just representing himself, which is always, in any legal situation. And when it comes to millions and millions of dollars, a bad idea.
I get that, but the agent would have gone, Lamar, look, baby, we've got a nice deal on the table here,
not
baby.
that simple. He would have negotiated and he would have navigated the waters probably more efficiently. And I think Lamar, had he had an agent, could have got the fully guaranteed contract out of the Ravens. He's still
I don't know
he's still
about
in a
that.
rookie deal right now.
In this case, I don't think so. In this case, I think he's doing what he needs to do.
Because
you guys are ganging up on me.
I don't
tell me Tom Brady's old and that I don't know what I'm talking about with business.
No, I never said that. I never ever said that. I'm just saying.
That's what I hear. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, it's not what I'm saying.
I need an agent.
Randy is literally saying this is an exception. So I don't think that this is anything about your business act.
I think that an agent might have damaged him in this situation, and I think an agent would have talked. They would have gone between the team and Lamar Jackson and probably persuaded him in some way to take something less. Lamar Jackson is a man. He knows what he wants. And listen, Lamar Jackson has been
playing
loyal
without a new contract and risking everything.
Yeah, but he's playing. Deshaun Watson didn't play one entire year after he got a huge contract from the Houston Texans.
There is a different situation at hand for
Lamar Jackson's far and away should get paid. Every
Lamar Jackson,
penny.
Lamar Jackson's like, I don't even need an agent for this. I'm a better person. And at the moment, because Deshaun Watson, if the preseason is any indication, cannot play football right now.
Not about being right. He's right. It's not about being better. He's better. It's not about deserving it. He deserves. It's about having somebody who can negotiate those waters, and not saying negotiate the price, because the price should be non-negotiable. Give him his money, all guaranteed. But he needed somebody who could have the hard conversations and call them on their BS. Basically, Lamar has been the Ravens' play toy. And the only time it's going to force them to do anything is once this contract is over. That's it.
Which he's okay with, clearly. I mean, he realized
mistake on his part.
He realizes he's got him over a barrel. They don't have a choice. They've tailored their entire offense around
and they got him over a barrel because he wouldn't get representation to call them on their BS.
He's going to be a free agent next year. And so if
should have been already paid.
Okay, but next year he can ask for the check is blank. If they don't pay him, they're going to have to franchise tag him. Oh, you're going to make me play on a franchise tag with the average salary of all the top 5 quarterbacks? Listen, I've seen my team do this with Kirk Cousins. So I know for a fact, if you wait and franchise tag the quarterback as an organization, agent or no agent, you lose. It's over. They cannot let this get to that point. If the Ravens wanted to pay Lamar Deshaun Watson money, they'd have paid him Deshaun Watson money. Steve Bisciotti
if he had an agent.
I don't think so. Steve Bisciotti was incredibly mad when the Browns paid Deshaun Watson what they paid him, the owner of the Ravens. He was upset. And he wasn't upset because Deshaun Watson's a bad person. He's an owner in the NFL. Of course he wasn't upset.
He was upset because
the money was guaranteed and he didn't want to give it. There's no agent that would have figured this out. The owners don't want to pay.
Better representation could have got this thing done sooner.
Maybe you're right, but I'm just, the way I see it, the owner don't want to pay. I don't see what an agent would have done there. If
you know what they do? You know what it is?
31 teams in the league have Lamar Jackson. They probably pay him already. Steve Bisciotti doesn't want to.
Agent things. That's what. Big George says, Jeffrey, Keon and Randy are ganging up on you because you won Keon Rose's college football dance party. They're jealous. You're right about Tom Brady. You're right about Lamar Jackson. Lamar should have an agent. Thank you, George.
Big George, with all due respect, I think your grades are worthless. I'm not mad about that.
Wow, that was pretty aggressive right there, Keon.
They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything.
I don't know. I don't know why you want to take on George, a longtime listener to the show.
I mean, I'm just saying that I like Big George a lot.
Not really showing.
We have friendly interactions on the Twitter, but listen, those grades are Big George. Come on. Those grades don't
Raven
mean
Kid says, I'm sitting Pittman in League One this week. Luckily, I got Diggs and Top Ramen St. Brown already. You just wanted to humble brag your
Yeah,
roster.
that's what it was.
Yeah, good for you. I'm going to lose my ass this weekend.
I really honestly don't know what's going to. Oh, that's right. I'm not playing you this week, Keon. I'm playing the number one guy in the league, and I don't know what's going to happen. I'll be honest. I don't. I hope I win because he's on a 2-game losing streak. So,
and I was the last person to beat him. So, but
you beat him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Talk about your humble brag right there.
Oh no, there's nothing humble about that. I feel very good about that. I would like everyone to know.
Yeah, he's on a 2-game losing because I beat his ass.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
why.
I was the second game in the streak.
Yeah, I softened him up for you there, Jeffrey. Lost Toby says Lamar Jackson's not worth that money. Oh yes, he is.
Oh my
Neither
God.
is Dak Prescott. So
I mean, how is he not worth the money? You're going to have to explain this because there is no team in football who has built their entire offense around a guy quite like Baltimore. You take Lamar out of that offense, and quite frankly, it does not work the same.
So Baby Got Dak says when Lamar got drafted, his mother was his manager, and he said on draft night that his mom has helped him get where he was, and he wouldn't trust anyone else. Others have said that she is a tough cookie, though she's not representing him anymore. Though it's just him, and even then, God, he just needs an agent. And I get not trusting anybody. I don't blame him on that one.
Especially his story, because Lamar, when he was in college and getting offers from all these schools, they kept trying to change him to a wide receiver. And he wanted to be a quarterback. And it was essentially his mom that was basically there with him going, nope, son's playing quarterback or we're not going to this school.
Good for him. But now we're talking at the big money level. I'm just saying. Let's see. Tiger Paw says guaranteed money has to be put in escrow, and it's not paid out year by year. Well, I think it is paid out year by year from the escrow, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
it's
it has
not
to
like
be
you
in
don't get
But it has
paid.
to be in there to begin
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
Yeah.
It gets paid out from the escrow. Irish for me says Notre Dame win one for the Gipper. God help them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with that one. Garrett Schrader, very underrated quarterback. The ACC's best defense is Syracuse. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck.
So, should we go ahead and do an injury report now? Should we let people know what they're in for? If you're a Pittman owner, you're in for misery, probably. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows what happens? But that's right. My Colts are playing the Commandos. My Colts are playing.
Yeah,
your team.
that's the matchup.
It's not going to go well for me, is it? It's just not. It's fine. All right, here's the injury report. James Conner is out again this week for your Arizona Cardinals, Randy.
Yes, I know.
Eno Benjamin. He's doing pretty good. I like Eno Benjamin.
At least that last game against the Saints, very good front four. And he had a field day against them.
Yeah, Eno's no slouch. I don't mind him being in there, but yeah.
The problem is he's going to get almost too much work because Darrell Williams, not going to be playing either.
Yeah.
Not good. Your center, Rodney Hudson, your guard, Max Garcia, and your linebacker, Dennis Gardeck have all been ruled out for this weekend. Randy.
Man, that's going to hurt us, man. When Gardeck, the barbarian, is not in the game, damn it, that hurts us.
Hefty Lefty says, whenever I feel bad about my Blender fantasy team, I look at my other 8-team league and smile at the embarrassment of riches. Yeah, that's the thing. Am I doing it wrong that I only have my one team? I have my one team in the Premier League. By the way, again, reminding everybody who plays in our daily Blender fantasy football leagues, I am not in your league. I am just a name sitting there so I can be the commissioner. Somebody else is manning those teams. But should I be playing more than one? Is that am I missing something? How many leagues are you in, Keon?
Just the one. I used to be in a bunch of them, but then what ended up happening was I couldn't remember who I was starting or sitting in one league, and then I would be happy thinking I was doing well. Then I'd go back and realize I was in one league, but in another league I was just horrible because I couldn't keep straight who was on what. Yeah, I'm just playing the blended league.
Yeah. I mean, maybe someday if I have more time, I'll play 2 or 3. But right now, the best I can do is this one. And,
past years show you anything. I'm not even doing that good there. So, but I'm doing better this year. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good right now. Randy, you got to be feeling pretty good.
I'm in
good.
15 and I feel horrible. Thank you.
Wait, what? You're in 15 leagues?
No, I'm actually in one.
Oh,
I just wanted you to be impressed for a moment.
No, that would not impress me. I'm impressed by what you're doing in our league.
I've lost 3 in a row. I'll lose 4th this coming weekend.
Well, yeah, with that attitude.
Well, no, my team has been devastated, man. I mean, just look at my lineup. You can look, Mr. Commissioner.
Hey, I've been
see
hurt
what
too.
I have.
I've been hurt. We've all been hurt. You pick up the pieces. You go find yourself some more players, and you do the research. You put in the time, and then you play the damn game.
Oh my God, there's nobody left in our. Are you kidding? Are you really kidding me right now? You're kidding me, right?
Well, they made me have it a 12-team league. Of course, there's nobody left. All right, for the Saints, they are saying that Michael Thomas out and Jarvis Landry out for this weekend's game against the Raiders. Dan Campbell is saying that DeAndre Swift and Top Ramen St. Brown are looking pretty good actually to play on Sunday. But again, keep an eye on that. Mike McCarthy says Zeke Elliott is doing better than anticipated and actually has a chance of playing this weekend. Keep an eye on that one.
No!
Chubba Hubba, he's out. JC Horn, not sure yet. They're going to keep watching that. He's missed the last 2 games with some rib injury there. But yeah, Chubba Hubba, that one's going to hurt a lot of people. Shaq Barrett, he has suffered from a torn Achilles. That has been confirmed by an MRI, and that's him out for the season.
Todd Bowles is coaching defense with one arm tied behind his back because the injuries are just killing him.
Falcons have said that AJ Terrell will not play this weekend, and then they've been doing better than expected. But this is unwelcome news for them, of course. And so there you go. That's most of the injury report. Sort of an update to past injury reports. So remember, check your fantasy football. Click on the news on those guys, and make sure your guy is going to be okay for this upcoming weekend. Lost Toby says, I've got 4 leagues. I'm 5-2, 5-2, 3-4, 2-5 in the Blender League. Okay. We weren't really caring. I don't know how we just got into that, but thank you.
Good job.
It's great. Mm-hmm. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA tonight, the Suns at home against the Pelicans. Both teams coming in at 3-1. Phoenix, a 6.5-point favorite at home, 225.5 to set total. NFL Week 8, the Cardinals going on the road to face the Vikings. Arizona at 3-4. Vikings are 5-1. The Cardinals a 3.5-point road underdog. The over/under 39. Game 1 of the World Series from Minute Maid Park in Houston tonight. The Phillies and Astros. Aaron Nola getting the start on the mound for Philadelphia at +145 on the money line. Houston at -167. Justin Verlander getting the start. The total 6.5. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Hi, Jada Cantor, Desert Wholesale Diamond, and my dad, Diamond Dave. Lots of people sell diamonds in Scottsdale, but no one like my dad. He really imports diamonds directly from overseas. A few people say this. He really does this. Then he wholesales them direct to you. He designs and manufactures custom rings for wholesale in his own facility, providing top quality service for the lowest price. He does this in our professional offices, giving you one-on-one attention while saving you the rent and overhead of a high-end or big box chain. He saves so much, and he'll do the same for you. Don't pay retail. Work with the 4th-generation GIA graduate, diamond importer, and get her the diamond she wants at a price you want.
Call 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor. Or online at www.diamonddaveaz.com. That's www.diamonddaveaz.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation, 800-805-9967. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-805-9967. That's 800-805-9967. Again, 800-805-9967.
It's college football time. The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the biggest conferences. Down the side of the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. The big matchups, the fight for national rankings, the bitter rivalries. We have the biggest games. Get your college game on. Your home for football. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
It's 1580, 99.3, the Fanatic, 95.9 in the East Valley. If you're out by Fountain Hills, man, we're blowing your doors off with the flamethrower. Arizona's new home for sports and Arizona sports betting station. Speaking of sports betting, now is the perfect time to download FanDuel because it is the most wonderful time of the year. You've got the World Damn Series going on. You got the NHL going on. You got the NBA going on. And the NFL all going on.
Damn.
And not to mention some of the other sports happening.
Like?
You got the NASCAR auto racing. They're in the playoffs, and they're going to whittle it down to 4 drivers vying for a championship here in your state of the great Arizona. You got the soccer, the World Soccer thing going on where they play for a Golden Cup. I used to think it was some sort of a shower, but no, it's a Golden Cup.
Yeah, I think we've settled that one. I have a question.
Yes.
On the FanDuel, I am also a member, but I'm going to ask you, expert of all things FanDuel.
I am.
Can you bet on pickleball?
I bet you could. I'd have to.
I bet you can't because it's not a real sport.
I bet you could.
I'm going to go look.
You got the golf that's just is starting up here again. The PGA, the Live is just wrapping up. Hell, you got all sorts of. I mean, look, this is the most wonderful time of the year, and now is the perfect time if you've been thinking about it to download the FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And let me tell you why. New customers get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. Let's say you're feeling frisky and you got an extra cool thou in your pocket that's just burning a hole and you want to lay it down on something. Whammo. Up to $1,000. Get your free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Let's say you put it on the let's say you put it on the Phillies tonight and they lose by 1 run. Damn, that's heartbreaking. But alas, you get those bets back and free bets on the America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel. Plus, FanDuel's got all your favorite bets from the money line, point spreads, player props, all sorts of things. You can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with a same-game parlay. It's all on an app that's safe, secure, super easy to use. 90 seconds is what it'll take you to sign up and deposit your money on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up today with my promo code RANDY1580 for your no-sweat first bet. Again, that's promo code RANDY1580. We've said it before. We'll say it again. That is the most fortuitous betting code you can have. It's been laboratory proven. Bettors all over the universe have used that and have won using Randy 1580.
Guess
Hey.
what? They don't have pickleball. They don't have pickleball.
Mm.
FanDuel
You
rocks.
looked on that?
Yeah, I looked on it. There's no pickleball.
No pickleball?
I searched under several spellings of pickleball.
I will have to make a phone call to the.
No,
good folks
you
at,
don't need to. They don't,
America's
you know
number
why?
one.
Because nobody cares. They don't need it.
Look, if it needs to be bet on, FanDuel will be the first one to pick it up. Make every moment more this sports season, the greatest season of all time, because all the sports are active right now.
Pickleball's not a sport.
With FanDuel, official sports partner of the NFL, 21 and older. Present in Arizona, first online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Or Jeffrey, text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Why did you say Jeffrey? Why did you point that at me?
I just
Why are
know
you
that-
singling me out?
Know that you spend a lot of time on the sports books. I
I
know.
spent a lot of time winning because I'm
Well,
a
you
winner.
Do. You do. You are a winner. You ain't nothing but a winner. I think Bear Bryant said it best.
Winner. Hefty Lefty says they call it the sports equinox. NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB World Series, MLS playoffs, NASCAR playoffs. It is an incredible sports weekend. So yeah,
Absolutely.
get on that FanDuel right there. By the way, as we speak, game 1 of the World Series is happening, and it's a 0-0 tie. So they'll have to go extra innings. Well, it's only the top of the second. But if it keeps up at this pace, there will be extra innings. That's why they don't let me do play-by-play, I guess.
You could do like a future prop thing on this World Series, like who you think the MVP is going to be. You could do that on the FanDuel.
Yeah, I'm sure that's in there somewhere. Yeah. Go in there, look around, see what's what.
Who's going to hit the first home run? You could do that on the FanDuel.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, though, with all the different sports that are going on, I'd kind of like to talk about the state of the NFL union. There's a bunch of stuff that we could talk about right now, as Little Boogie and Big Boogie are on their way downtown Tempe to watch the Coyotes whoop up in a home season opener on the Winnipeg Jets.
That's right.
Going
Boogie
to the
and Little
Mullet
Boogie.
Arena.
Yeah. One of the two of the 5,000 that will be entered in the doors to this great hall of hockey greatness.
Yeah, were those tickets expensive or were they reasonable? You don't got to tell me if you don't want to. I don't know. All right, so state of the NFL right now. Now there's two people who are calling for some sort of change in the NFL playing surfaces. First, was Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll has called for the NFL to re-examine the safety of grass and artificial playing surfaces. And then Cooper Kupp, he says, "Hey, we should be playing on grass." The difference between the artificial turf and the grass, he says, is not even close. There's stuff going around the league right now. There's some issues and people getting hurt. Hands down, we should be playing on grass. Hands down. And that's all I'm going to say. Grass is always better. Ask any football player. Grass and dirt is better than fibers and little rubber bullets, that fly around when you run. They're supposed to simulate the give and take of dirt, that sort of thing. Yeah, there's some pretty good surfaces, but you can't deny certain fields, there are more injuries than other fields. And, the players all know it because they're out there doing it. And Pete Carroll, he's not saying it should always be grass. He's just saying, hey, guys, maybe we need to look into this. And I think he's right. They do need to look into this. The problem is how do you impose a uniform grass surface on some of these areas
It's
where
impossible.
there's outdoor stadiums?
It's impossible.
I don't know if you can do uniform.
For example, here in the Great South Desert Southwest, the Bermuda grass or the TIF rye combo will grow very well, but it doesn't grow as well in the let's say in the in the back east, in New Jersey where the Giants and Jets play, or Chicago. It's not going to grow well there.
But let's examine that point for just a moment. I don't know that different grasses are the issue. I think it's a matter of whatever grass can grow, making sure your surface is in good shape. That's one thing. It's the difference between the artificial turf and any kind of grass.
Yeah.
Any kind of grass is going to be preferred over artificial
Yeah, I
turf.
think
So
that's
whatever
the
grass
issue.
you can make grow,
I don't know.
let's play on it.
I mean, because the synthetic stuff, the issue that's happening, and I think it's odd that Pete Carroll was like, we should look into this. It has been looked into. Synthetic turf causes more injuries than grass.
Yeah, look at you got DK Metcalf, non-contact knee injury. J.C. Jackson for the Chargers, non-contact knee injury. You got to see that happen in one game, and DK Metcalf might be on the way back, but Jackson out for the season, ruptured patellar tendon. So
he's having an amazing year.
I mean, you're and
well, the point I was trying to make, guys,
player, he should be able to.
The point I was trying to make was I don't think you can have a consistent grass field across the league. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't think that you have to. There's a threshold. I think.
Yeah, I don't mean a consistent same kind.
But they already have that. For the teams that use grass, they already have a threshold that is acceptable. For those teams, and for the teams that go synthetic, there is a threshold for those teams. There's.
I have just realized there is a remarkable and long delay. Is it? I think it's me, isn't it? Is it me?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. Yep, we just confirmed that.
You guys are on the same line. Tell you what, you guys keep talking about some grass, whatever kind of grass you want, and I'll just reset my thing here.
So Keon, let's say the league comes up with this. Everything has to be a natural grass surface. The point I'm trying to make is there are some grasses that, wow, can you shut off the echo? Ah! Yeah, still have it. Oh, there we go. Anyway,
my bad.
Where was I? Oh, there are some grasses that react well in the cold. There are some grasses that react well in the dry, climate. There's some grasses that react well in the rainy climate, but you don't have all of that consistently all the time. And that's why I think, plus, it costs a bundle to keep these natural grass stadiums up to par and in great shape, especially during an NFL season.
Well, yeah. I got to get.
Hi.
Oh,
crap! It's still there.
Is it?
No, it's not.
It's really not what it was before. I think we should just continue.
Not as bad as before. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is.
What did I miss?
Just more grass talk.
Yeah, I was just trying to make the point that a natural grass field is much harder to maintain and keep in perfect playing position, perfect playing shape during an NFL season, especially in a lot of these stadiums that have multi-use going on. Some of them have like motocross that are going on. Some of them have concerts that are in the stadium. Some of them have soccer games that are going on. And to keep a natural grass up to NFL standards would be very difficult and extremely expensive.
It is, but the trade-off is guys are just getting their joints torn off because their cleat sticks on the synthetic turf, and then the ligaments pull apart, right? So
I understand.
I understand what you're saying about how expensive it is. I'm saying it's worth the cost.
But these guys that have these stadiums, Sarver, he didn't just get the city of Phoenix to upgrade the toe impingement center, for his basketball team. He also makes a great amount of money on concerts and such. Michael Bidwell, he has monster trucks that come in to State Farm Stadium all the time, and they were putting wood down and putting tons of mud on there so that these trucks can run around on this field. And then they have to upkeep and maintain this natural field. What I was saying, Jeffrey, is with these multi-use stadiums the way they are nowadays, it would be so hard to keep them in NFL shape during the season.
Well, that's what you get for being multi-use. All right. The Cardinals are multi-use because they have a tray that leaves the stadium, goes out and gets some sun, and you can do those things inside. And, if other stadiums can't, then maybe you have to think about what you're going to be multi-using it for. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't have to be so multi-use. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy.
I mean, come on.
Good luck telling these guys that. Yeah.
These NFL owners, these stadium owners.
I'm just saying. Listen, get them in the room.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
There's a guy in Phoenix on the radio saying not to be greedy. Boy, light up another $1,000 cigar and we'll laugh about that one.
They'll say, okay. Jeffrey O'Brien makes a lot of sense.
So some of these owners, they're just simply saying settle for not being a bad person, and they can't even do that.
Irsay, he's got he's got the right spirit. Wait, we got turf in Indy, don't we? No, we got artificial turf. You know what though? I bet he would go ahead and make the conversion to the stadium. I bet he would do the tray thingy. I bet he would spend millions of his own dollars to help protect people's kneecaps. I am pretty sure he would. Mr. Pink Eye says the NFL can always just buy some grass from Snoop. I don't think we're talking about the same kind of grass.
Snoop does have quite a stock on hand at all times.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Pink Eye.
He might actually be able to make a field out of all he has, but it's not what we're talking.
Like a carpet. Yeah.
I don't even know why they call it grass. It's not.
No, it's really not.
It's more of a weed.
It's really just because it's green.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, "Who's going to be the player that wins America a free Doritos taco?" Yeah, really?
I don't know.
You mean the stolen base thing?
Mm-hmm.
Who's good at stealing bases right now in the Phillies or the Asterix?
Well, the Astros, Altuve's a leadoff hitter, and he's usually a guy that will steal a base for you or two.
There you go.
So
going to be Altuve. So
could be.
Fighting Wampa says Josh Gordon would only play football on grass. Kyle G says no uniform grass. Let each stadium have their own blend, their own length. It brings a home field advantage. Oh, I thought you were talking about something else when you started saying blend. Listen, that's what I'm saying. It's a matter of, uniform in the way that it's a well-kept field. It could be different types of grass. When I said uniform, I meant no artificial and making sure the grass and the field is in a certain amount of shape, which means, maybe reducing how much multi-use you're doing. And don't let people screw up your field.
Don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
The Commandos have been dinged in the past for the horrible state that their field was in.
The soccer or concerts, because both can play havoc on you.
Yes.
For them, it's just concerts and actually the field of use and lack of them keeping it up. So that's really what it comes down to is like, if you have grass, you have to spend the money to keep it up. Yes, you do.
Why are you saying male soccer leagues won't play on turf? Does that mean females will? Does that mean that's confusing?
Artificial turf or natural turf?
Also a good question. This text was inconclusive. Boogie says, putting wood down. Did you say that when I was gone?
Well, I said there are stadiums when they have motocross come in or the monster trucks, they'll put wood down. They'll put big planks or not 2x4s, but 4x8 sheets of plywood down, and then they'll layer the dirt over the top of it. And
did you hit the little button for yourself and you said you're going to be putting some wood down?
No, please. Come on, that's not sexual at all.
Oh yeah, like 90% of what I say isn't sexual. Putting wood down is way more sexual than the stuff I've said in the past.
There you go. There you go. Oh, you want that one too? There you go.
Lefty says the NFL doesn't have much of an excuse when elite level soccer around the world refuses to play on turf. And they have multi-purpose stadiums. The only stadiums that will have bigger problems switching are the enclosed stadiums like Indy and Houston. They can't really incorporate the Cardinals and Raiders style of rolling grass in and out. Football screws up grass fields actually more than soccer does. The front spike is the main factor. But here's the thing. Future stadiums, and guess what? These stadiums are, they're only good for 20 years the way things go. These stadiums, get your next stadium with the rollout field. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that change,
some
I think,
people can
should
be
be made.
grandfathered in, but just for future athletes to not have that as a problem.
And I don't want to hear about how you put your wood down with your wife, George. I'm not reading that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name is Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800 the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
This is Senator Mark Kelly. Serving as a combat pilot in the Navy taught me a lot about teamwork. You can't land a jet on an aircraft carrier without a team. It takes everyone focused on the mission. That's how I'm approaching my work in the Senate, too. I focus on the priorities and tune out the noise. So if it's good for Arizona, I'll work with anyone from any party to get it done. That's how we expanded healthcare benefits for veterans. It's how we secured more funding for border security. And it's how we passed a law to create thousands of new, high-paying manufacturing jobs here in Arizona. No red priorities or blue priorities. These are Arizona priorities. My mission in the Senate has been the same since day one: work as a team to get things done for Arizonans. There's still more work to do, but I'm proud to say that we're on our way together. I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates are bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. or online, lundmortgage.com.
If you hit, pass it, dunk it, shoot it, check it, throw it, putt it, or block it, then we're going to talk about it. I like that. I just thought I'd clear that up. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and the Astros just went up 1-0 over the Phillies, bottom of the second with 1 out. All right, well, damn it. Randy, that's not sexy. You're not sexy. Just wanted to know that.
Oh, no, I am.
Bruno Baller says, Jeffrey, with Monday being your birthday, not sure if you'll be coming into work or not. So let me say happy birthday, whether you're here or not. Well, I will be on the show Monday. Yeah. I don't care about, you get to a certain age and you're just like, nah, it's my birthday, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I already do a thing where I sort of round up to the next birthday, you know, like this entire year. So he says, how old are you? I'm like, oh, I'm 52. But I don't turn 52 until Monday. And women can't understand that. I'm like, I always said, I don't want to say I'm 51 3/4, you know, or do what women do and constantly give the age of children in months, you know. They're like, oh, I'm a whole lot of damn months old. So I always just round up and makes the conversation.
See, when you were a
easier.
kid, though, I mean, when you were a kid, tell me,
Yeah.
when you were like 7, I'm 7 3/4.
Yeah, even then I was just like, yeah, I'm 7. Well, when's your birthday? I tell them my birthday and they'd be like, oh, then that means you're 7 3/4. I'm like, why do we got to bring fractions into this? You ask me how old I am. Why does that have to be a complicated conversation? This is already gone longer than I needed to. And yes, I did talk like a snarky grown-up when I was a child. Ask my mom. He will, after a certain point, I was shielded from any family and friends or coworkers that would come by the house just because I had no filter, you know, like I do now. Stockton Slap says, remember the saying, your ass is grass, not your farting whistle is artificial. Okay. Well, I'd never heard the second one, but
he's saying that it's not, there's a reason it's not a thing. It's because grass is better.
My farting whistle. I've never heard that.
I've never heard that before either. No. I will use it now, though.
It's almost worse. You say, "Hey, kiss my farting whistle." That does not. That does not sound right. Let's. I mean, there's always a chance we could be canceled before the end of the show. So,
well, I don't know what's going to happen to me on Monday. So, well, you know,
it depends on Michigan State.
Now I'm rooting for old Sparty.
Are you kidding me? Radio Ron's he's 4 or 5 into his Johnny Walker Black.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday, man.
But people tell him stuff. People tell him stuff.
They lie.
Wipe the recording. Wipe the recording. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for something we call On This Day in Big George's Sports History. Back to the year 1995, the Atlanta Braves became the first team to win a World Series in 3 different cities, having won the World Series in Boston in 1914, Milwaukee in 1957, and finally Atlanta in 1995 after they beat the Cleveland Indians 1-0. That's a whole lot of damn cities. Back to me, Jeffrey. There was a lot more of that, but I got bored with it. So, yeah, nothing personal, George, but I didn't need to give the whole details about Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux. I just
Glavin was Glavin.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
There's just see here.
Just a Hall of Famer.
I don't know. Just who cares? He says now they are in their first World Series, 22 years against the Houston Astros, and looking to win their first World Series. Like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Wait, let me read this again. The Braves aren't in the World Series, George. And now they're in their first World Series in 22 years against the Astros. The hell is he talking about?
You know, it's a Friday. I just say, line it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to lay off the grass there, George. Stop taking the deliveries from Snoop. Just saying.
Well, it's a known fact. George is Snoop Dogg's neighbor.
Yeah, he is. He is in the OC now, isn't he?
Yes.
Why don't we spin the wheel of sports and see what comes up next, shall we? So this Anderson Silva fight between himself and clown ass Jake Paul that's Saturday night, isn't it? Is that Saturday night or is that tonight?
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow night.
All right. Well, it almost didn't happen because Anderson Silva was trying to be funny. He was like, "Yeah, I really got ready for this fight. I've been really sparring hard. In fact, I got knocked out twice when I was sparring." And the commission says, "Wait, what?" Excuse me. So then, just to prove that he was okay, they made him do an MRI. Because they're like, he's like, "I'm kidding." They're like, "Yeah, that didn't seem like kidding, and we can't have you going into a fight with a concussion or something like that. So let's get this." And remember, his English isn't his first language.
Yeah,
it's not even really his second, to be honest. Yeah, he's not talking. And if he is, he doesn't know what he's saying. So he's like, "Yeah, when I'm talking about the knockout," he says, "I was just trying to build up my teammates there. You know, the sparring. I wanted to lift them up. I was joking. This whole thing is crazy, but whatever." And it turns out it was true because they have said after the MRI, they are comfortable letting him fight clown ass YouTuber Jake Paul. So as we sit here right now, Keon, I know you're a fan of the pugilistic sports. Who would you have in this ridiculous travesty of boxing? Would it be Jake Paul or Anderson? Oh my God, he's 47 Silva.
I mean, I'm leaning towards Jake Paul because he's the younger guy fighting a guy whose sport is not actually boxing. That's all I got to say on that. I think you know how I feel about these celebrity clown show fights. I'm never thrilled about them. I am a fan of the sweet science. I grew up watching boxing with my dad. We watched a lot of the old classic fights that they would put on the ESPN when I was a kid. So watching all of this is just watching one of my favorite sports kind of devolve into a clown show. I don't even care, but probably Jake.
Yeah, I hope Anderson Silva hurts him, but you're probably right. He's young and crazy and in shape.
I'm not saying Jake Paul is a good boxer, but he's young, he's crazy, and he's in shape. And he probably has a Homer Simpson skull, which means he's going to take a couple of shots. But yeah,
and he's got more experience boxing than Anderson Silva does, and Anderson Silva, like you said, is 47.
Yeah, they should have never made this fight unless Anderson Silva was allowed to kick Jake Paul in the face.
That's the only way, and obviously Jake Paul would never agree to that. And he knows if he puts a big name in front of him, even if it's a name that hasn't been relevant in about 10 years or longer, then that people are going to pay to watch to see him lose, and that's how he's making his money. I will not be partaking in that because even if Jake Paul loses, there will be no satisfaction for me. I do not care.
I just want him to hurt, but I don't think it'll happen. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's see what we talk about next. All right, I'm not trying to count chickens before they're hatched. I do want Arch Manning on the Colts someday. I think it just makes sense. And the way things have been going, we might be heading that direction anyway. But it's exactly the timing. When is stuff going to happen? When will he be available? And now they're saying that Arch Manning is going to enroll at Texas early. He will be joining the program in January of 2023. What does that mean to when he might be available to play in the NFL? Does it mean nothing has changed? Or
yeah, nothing's really changed. It's still going to be roughly the same amount of time that he would have been removed from.
It's not going to get him there
school.
Earlier because he's starting earlier. You know what I'm saying? He's starting in January 2023. Oh, that should count as his redshirt year, even though it's after the season's over. And then he gets to play next year.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole list of things that go with all the different color shirts. I believe that's gray shirting when you show up after the season's over to go work out with the team and all that stuff. So it's not going to count towards his.
What do we have to do to make it count?
I don't think there's anything you can do. I really think that the rules have been set in stone for a while, and they're not really going to bend it just for Arch.
Some negotiating here. I think we can make something work.
Maybe, but good luck trying to figure that out. The rules have been the rules for a long time, and Arch Manning isn't so special that they're going to break the rules for him.
All right, I've got it. Here's what you do. What the Manning's got to say is, all right, here's what happened. Well, our son Arch here. Will we have a time machine? And we went back forward in time. That's why you can't see it yet. We went forward in time. He spent already 4 years at a nice college, and now he's ready for the NFL. But we want him to come back in time.
That's why he's so good right now, huh?
Yeah, so we could watch him play before the Locust incident happens.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what that is, but trust me. It's
the Locust incident.
Yeah, it's coming. It's not another virus, but the you don't want to know.
Yeah.
So I'm worried that the Colts are going to get some other franchise quarterback, and I won't have a chance to get Arch Manning on the Colts. There needs to be a Manning on the Colts, not Eli, but there needs to be a Manning on the Colts.
I mean, I hear you, but I just. There's no way to make that happen. And look, they're going to call up a physics professor from the university and go, is time travel something we can do yet? The physics professor is going to say no. And Arch Manning is going to be playing football at the University of Texas for the next 3 years, at least.
Fighting Wampa says, I heard the only reason Arch Manning's going to Texas is because they have real grass and you only play on real grass. Sorry, Jeffrey, Colts are out. You don't think Irsay would carve out a hole in the side of the building to put a tray in there of grass if he thought he was going to get Arch Manning? You're damn right he would. He'd probably do that anyways, oh my God. Oh, we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. Spin the wheel, Randy. So after Aaron Judge and the Yankees lost, I love it so much. He came out in street clothes. Everyone's like, "Ooh, he's not wearing Yankee stuff." Ooh. And then they went and checked and like, "Oh my God, he's not
following the Yankees and on the Twitter or the Instagram. Oh my God. And everybody was very, he's really playing hardball. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is bad blood. And then it was like, it turned out he never followed him to begin with. That he, everybody made a big deal out of it.
He's cleansed all of his social media of all Yankee stuff.
No, he just never had it on there. Just nobody noticed. Nobody noticed.
Just not
worried.
terminally online like the rest of us. So
Yeah.
he didn't think to do that like a normal person.
Because he's one of the most down-to-earth people in Major League Baseball, in all of sports.
So no story. I was happy to think there was going to be some controversy, but guess not. Radio Ron says, okay, Blender Boys, have a great weekend. Radio Ron has started his weekend bender with the Sons of Apathy. I'm riding like the wind into the sunsets.
You go, Radio Ron, you go.
So that also means, Keon, he heard your pick in regards to his Michigan State.
That's pretty bad.
Do you need a box? There is a box for your stuff in the control room if you need to clear your desk out.
Might want to get started on that just in case.
Just saying, be ready, because depending on how the weekend goes.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing you.
That
We
was
got
it.
Phil's number. Hey, it's the Daily Blender. See you guys Monday, 1580, The Fanatic.